Is it this one? I'm not ready. You'd think I would be. Been here for ages. Hour upon endless hour I've been preparing the start of this super show, and then Lucy walks in, strides in purposefully and says, well, you can't do that.
Oh, I said it nicely.
Look at this. Great reams of script there. Look at that, Alex. All the work that's got into that. And she just strides in, points at that paper and says, you can't do that.
I'm a party pooper.
Yeah, I was going to eviscerate a newspaper for your pleasure, but apparently they advertise with us, so that's right out, isn't it?
I'm afraid so.
Damn it. So.
So is that it then?
That is it, yeah. That was going to be the start, the middle and the end. No, I've got nothing. Nothing. Lovely tea, though.
That's all right then, isn't it? That'll keep you going for a little bit. So have you had a good week?
Oh, shut up.
Don't be so grumpy.
Bank holiday revellers were last night urged to make the most of today's sunshine because the rest of the weekend is likely to be a washout. Yes. Met Office experts predicted that just one day of warm weather we're going to have before the arrival of wind and rain.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Come on, everybody, you're not doing your bit. Leave your televisions on standby. Accelerate hard from the lights. Why do they tell you to brake smoothly? Well, why does that help the planet?
What, when you're driving?
Yeah.
I didn't know that that was making any difference to the
Yeah,
planet
they say
at all.
don't accelerate hard and brake smoothly. What's that got to do with anything?
Accelerating hard, I thought, yeah, that burns fuel more, doesn't it? I didn't know about the braking, though. How can that make any difference?
I have no idea.
Very weird. Alex, you're a car man.
Because I thought that if you braked hard, you used less of your brake pads, thereby doing your bit to protect the environment, because they won't have to chop down trees or whatever it is that they do to make brake pads.
Oh, I see. I thought if you rolled in neutral it was quite good, because then you're not... if you're going downwards. Is that
No,
not...
you have to put it in low gear.
But aren't you saving fuel if you roll in neutral? I believe you are.
Well, no, because it's the same as taking your foot off the accelerator.
Right.
If you take the foot off the accelerator, then you're not using any fuel.
Oh, well,
Boring.
Yeah, you see how this show starts when you come in and you start telling me what I can and can't say? Oh, boy, it would have been hilarious. In fact, I'm going to print this up and send it out as an apology to each and every person who's listening to this. This is how the programme should have started, but Lucy prevented it.
Maybe we could put bits of it on your blog afterwards.
On my what?
On your blog.
Guildford, hello.
You're going to start the show.
Guildford, hello.
Hello?
Okay, well, I think that's enough. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. That's why screening's always quite helpful.
Oh, you didn't do that one, did you? No.
We'd only just started.
We've only just begun. And what a great show it is so far, eh? Widespread rain is expected by tomorrow morning. No! The Met Office spokesman Barry Gromit, I'm not making that up, said it'll be more of the same on Monday, sadly, and for the rest of the week. Although that's what it says on the BBC weather page, but they are often saying something completely different to what the BBC is saying on television. And all this information is coming from the same people. So how does that work out?
I don't know, and our newsreader was saying that apparently it's going to brighten up by the end of tomorrow.
Really?
But then it'll rain again on Monday. But at least we could still have a bit of an evening tomorrow, which is good.
I'll be able to rush home and go straight to the Barbie. I'll be able to rush home and read the start of this excellent programme that I was prevented from actually doing on the air by an overcautious Lucy. Are you even curious?
Well, yeah, but I don't think I'm going to allow...
All
no.
right. I'll do the first word. Hello!
Oh, that was good.
And that's the voice that I was going to use as well. It was more like, hello!
Could you not substitute another story in place of where you were going to say X, or it wouldn't work?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Because it's all about the one big story that's been all over the snooze this week about, a man that previously no one had ever heard of. apart from the people who actually do business, and that's the appropriate word in this respect, I think,
Yeah.
who do business with him. No one had ever heard of this bloke before, and suddenly he's all over the newspapers, and people are shrugging their shoulders going, like, who? What? Who cares? But anyway, that's what I was going to do, but I can't do it because Lucy said so. After one of the warmest springs on record, Britain is heading towards another long, hot summer. Though they're saying one depressing thing on the one hand, it's a bank holiday and it's going to be bad. Mind you, the last one was super fantastic. Easter. You wouldn't expect Easter to actually have a ray of sunshine, would you? You're looking all nervous, Luce. Am I attacking you?
No, not too much.
So far.
I'll give it another couple of hours.
Yeah.
This would be a wreck.
According to the latest long-range forecast, there is a high probability that the British Isles will swelter in higher-than-average temperatures in June, July and August. I looked at my diary the other day, and it said that I was looking at June, looking wistfully at June, and dreaming of like the endless weeks that I won't be doing anything. And it said in the middle of June is the first day of summer. Is that true? I thought that summer started sort of about nowish. But maybe it's officially not summer till the middle of June. That seems a bit late, doesn't it? I mean, it's because it's practically winter come August. Anyway, hosepipe bans and sprinkler restrictions are unlikely this year, you'll be happy to know. Although the grass around my way is started to turn brown already, and as previously explained, I don't like bran.
Does that mean you'll be practicing your super shower method?
My what?
Oh, yeah, your special shower that
My
you have.
what? My what?
Well, you don't really shower. You sort of sponge down.
Oh, right. What, in the sink? In the kitchen, you mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a shower in the sink in the kitchen.
No, but don't you just use minimal water in the shower?
Well, as everyone should.
Yeah.
Well, you
but
wait-
aren't you half freezing when you're
Well,
showering?
not in the summer.
Oh, that's okay then.
Plus, in the winter, there's we've got a thing around our way. Oh, it's fantastic. You want to check it out? It's called central heating. I'm sure it's available in the squalid mess that you live in now. Oh, it used to be fabulous where Lucy used to work, live. And it was one of those live-work abodes.
It felt like work at home.
Oh, little lambs would gambol across a pea-green lawn with a little white picket fence at the bottom of it. You virtually needed screw it.
You did need a microphone to keep it all up.
Let's just go to the bit at the end where she goes,
I hate it!
yeah. Hey, Connor, how are you?
Hello, Nick.
Connor,
Been a long time no speak.
haven't I been lucky?
Oh, that's really rude, I think that's really rude. I mean, how would you like to just come on your radio station and start saying rude things about you? I mean, I phoned up you to talk about positive things, and then you just start off being happy that you haven't talked to me for some time.
Right, who are you again?
Connor.
Right.
But, what it was is...
I mean, I was just talking to Lucy the other day. Connor, he just says such fantastic calls. I wish that he'd call up again.
Thanks, really.
In fact, that's the last thing that I prayed to Jesus for last night before I went to bed. Please
That's
make
your privilege.
Connor call again. We miss him so.
Anyway, so this, you know that I've been working for a dog.
Who? What?
I've been working for a dog. Ask Lucy. Lucy knows about it. Lucy remembers this because she's not dim-witted, unlike some people who can't even remember a phone conversation they had about a month ago. I've been working for a dog. Yeah, my parents won't let me have a dog, so I had to do 6 months of walking the dog and that. And the other day was a dog chat. Remember? Do you remember any of this?
Really? This is fascinating. Please tell me more.
Right, okay, so I've been trying for 6 months to convince my parents that I should have a dog, yeah? And I've had to do things like dishwasher, tidy up my room, be nice and that, and walk this other dog. And so they gave me the verdict the other day. I'm sure some of your listeners will remember this. Okay. Yeah, because my nan...
Yeah, this is like a soap. They've been on the edge of their seats.
Yes, my nan's friend listens to this.
Oh, well, you should have
And
said
she
your nan's
recognised-
friend. Good
Yeah,
grief.
she recognises me on it.
Yeah,
And she asked my nan the other day, oh, what's the verdict, what's the verdict? Hello, are you listening? She doesn't want me to say her name, though.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you tell us the verdict when you call next time, all right? That way you'll leave us on,
Okay.
in that manner, on tender hooks. It's like a cliff-hanging end to that call. He was fantastic, wasn't he, Luce?
Oh, you're mean.
Who the hell was that?
Oh, he wanted to get a puppy after I had one.
Oh, little puppy! And how's that, some of these levels are all over the place, aren't they? And how's that whole puppy thing working out for you?
It's okay, actually.
Is it?
He's bottom of the class in puppy class at the moment, but, you know, he is coming on. We've nearly got him to do down now. And he manages to put his shoulders down, which apparently shows that he is being submissive. So
his shoulders?
Yeah, because he can't quite make himself put his bottom down as well. So if he just at least puts his shoulders down, that's apparently a good sign.
I would rather it the other way round.
well, yeah.
Yes, otherwise, I mean, you're left with... Oh, it's just horrible.
He's quite big. He's 5 kilos now.
That is one fat little dog.
It's huge,
5 kilos. I don't know how much that is. What's that in pounds?
5 bags of sugar.
5 bags of sugar?
Yeah.
Well, is that like his dinner?
Well, he's quite good, you know. He stopped biting as much. His big teeth have come through now. So that's good.
Is he still, you know...
we get the odd, the odd accident, but not the terrible one, just the minor one.
The accident? No, I'm not meaning accidents.
Oh.
I mean, you know, you know.
Oh, yes. Not so bad.
Well,
He's calmed down a little bit.
It's a tremendous relief all round.
Yeah.
Phew. This is LBC.
Well, let's get back to it.
Very loud. I'm going to be Brad's, as soon as I finish this, because, you know, I'm not really getting anywhere in my chosen profession, I've decided to become, a butt double.
What? Why?
Well, you start at the bottom and you work up in this business. Heartthrob Brad Pitt is refusing to bare his backside in a new film and is demanding a bottom double.
Oh.
The 43-year-old actor is regularly voted the world's sexiest man. It's because of his sense of humour, Luz.
Oh, not that one again. He doesn't need to have a sense of humour.
He is concerned, however, about doing nude scenes. The headline in The Sun is, Brad says, I need a body double. Body, get it?
I get it.
Oh, no,
So you're going to volunteer?
just throw this stuff in. Well, I've sent in a picture.
You? Well, I
mean, not a
imagine
nude
it's pretty
picture of
close.
me.
No, just the rear, presumably.
No, not, well, I've given them, it's like a diagram of what it might look like if I were to accept the position. I've sent them, a photograph of a half-full bag of walnuts.
Great.
That'll do it.
Sexy. Just like Brad's.
You know...
Oh, you look all
I haven't got a
fed
show
up
now.
Was that the only story you wanted to talk
Well,
about?
no, not really. But once you take away the beginning, then we ain't got no middle.
It's like
We're in the
taking
middle
your
part
presents
now.
away, isn't
Well,
it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So, what do you suggest?
Well, we can talk about other stuff instead.
Oh, good.
What have you been doing this week?
Nothing.
Nothing. Rubbish. You must have been eating some porridge and shouting at the TV a bit.
Oh, God, that guy that they've got in the morning, that gnome that does the sports on the comedy news programme,
Yeah.
what is going on there? Seriously, every time you tune in, he's doing some sort of ridiculous Blue Peter thing. Like today, he was bouncing around on a space hopper. I kid you not.
Are you serious?
No, I tuned on the programme. This is a news programme on the BBC, and the sports presenter was bouncing around on a space hopper.
Was
Yes.
the idea to get fit, or...?
Who cares? What was he doing on it? I think it was some sort of, it was for fat kids, that in order that they, you know, do some physical exercise instead of just waggling their fingers at a PlayStation all day long.
Space hoppers. They're not very cool, though, are they?
Well, especially for a grown-up. I mean, the guy's about
exactly.
50 years old, and he's supposed to be doing the sports report, and every time you tune in, it's like he is auditioning for Blue Peter, because it's, well, one day he'll be, doing a jokey thing about rugby, and of course he'll go and get his little rugby kit on. He'll go to like a children's store to buy it, presumably, because he's only 3 feet tall. And he'll be you know, in a ruck with the England rugby squad, and they'll be joking around. Oh well, you won't hit me very hard, will you? Ho ho ho! And then there'll be a photograph of him with his face in the mud, and ho ho ho! And now back to the news. And today, 200 people have died, but not. But let's forget that, because here's somebody else funny. And oh, what did you do last night? Well, I don't know. It's just absolutely moronic, that programme. It just gets worse on a daily basis. And this getting the sports guy to dress up as some sort of vaudeville comedy act. That's a new one. So it's not, they're not retreating from this position of your news programme is now a comedy show. They're advancing. They've got the bit between their teeth and they think, yeah, this is the way to go. Please stop it.
Why don't we change channels then instead? What about...
Well, you change channels and you got Sky News, which is bizarrely a more serious and intelligent programme, but they got adverts.
Well...
And, you know, they go for an ads, and 5 minutes later you're still watching people telling you to switch your...
Get out of debt.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, that's not so good. What about maybe watching some Jeremy Kyle or something like that? That might make you shout a bit.
Oh, come on, I had a mouthful of tea. That's a horrible thing to do. I could have ruined thousands of pounds worth of equipment here.
It's quite funny, though.
Jeremy Kyle? Oh, come off it. It's not funny. That's really Jerry Springer is funny. Jeremy Kyle just makes you want to pull your hair out. Well, it makes you want to pull your teeth out to look like the people on his show.
No, I find
Where
it
does
quite
he find
uplifting.
them? Oh, how do you find that uplifting?
Because it makes me feel really good about my world. It does. I know that's a really
You're
selfish
not
thing
one
to
of
say.
those
Dodgy
people.
street.
No, but I do look at it and go, God, everything's okay, isn't it? Because I haven't done all those crazy loony things that they have.
Why does the TV have to go on at all in the
Well,
morning?
I guess, yeah, maybe it shouldn't. Have you always put the TV on in the morning?
I find
Yeah.
it depressing to turn it on any time before 7 o'clock at night.
Well, you're eating breakfast, and what are you doing while you're eating breakfast? I mean, are you just staring at the wall, or
No,
what?
I just get it all off the internet now. I'll check the BBC.
Yeah, but you eat your
website.
breakfast while you're surfing the net.
Yeah, I sit at my desk.
See, that's not very healthy either.
Well, no, it isn't. You shouldn't be really doing something else while you're eating. You should be concentrating on your eating, and TV doesn't really require much concentration. Shouting does, right enough.
Especially while you're eating.
Yeah. You know, you have to you have to concentrate on chewing and then shouting, not both at the same time. Swallowing, then shout.
But surely all
Not
this,
shout, then swallow.
all this,
That way
bad
it-
vibes
yeah.
while you're watching this is not helpful
Not
with
good
your
for the...
digestion.
No, you're right.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just listen to some nice music or something calm.
Yeah, but what are you going to do visually? See, I need some sort of visual stimulus.
That sunset or sunrise channel or whatever.
Could you pop out...
Have they got a
Have you got a
sunrise?
garden? You haven't got a garden?
Yeah, it's going to be freezing cold for the next week or so. No, believe me, you want to check in with the world and see what's happened, right? So you need the
Yeah.
news first thing in the morning. Or, if I take The Simpsons from the previous night, that is my default position, because 6 times out of 10, it will be the funniest thing you'll see that day. And occasionally they'll get they'll come up with one of the early sappy ones, which are all about, you know, Homer really loves his family, in the end, and it's all a bit weak. But usually it's the funniest thing you'll see that day, and that's a happy way to start the day. Apart from anything else, they're very bright colours, so it's,
Right.
it touches your inner
That's got
child.
to be happy then.
Yeah.
Have you started watching The Apprentice yet?
Certainly not, no. I won't waste my life watching any more stupid reality
Well, I
programmes.
was hoping that you would have watched this week's because it was very interesting.
Yeah, right. There's going to be so many more of them as well. Some of them you just, you will not believe what they've come up with. Hang on a minute. So what happened this week that I should have seen?
Well, they were selling food produce to France on a market stall, which I thought would be really interesting to see what people could come up with of British food, or British products that had to be kind of edible or consumable. So I was trying to think about it, but one of the things that, of course, they sold, can you guess, to the French? They had set up a stall. What would be one of the stupidest things you could sell to the French?
Soft cheese.
Cheese, yeah. And they went and
Well,
bought
English cheese.
English cheddar.
Well, English cheese is, yes, I can understand that,
Okay.
but not...
But they bought it from a cash and carry in a block. A block of cheddar.
Well, you say that's not so strange. Last time I went to one of these French, what do they call it? These French,
What?
French people come over and set up stalls. French market.
Right.
A French market.
Yeah.
Where they'll sell exactly the same thing that you can buy in Sainsbury's, but at twice the price. And the extra cost is for receiving your change with a French accent. And a You know, like a shrug of the shoulders, like that.
You ignorant English pig.
Yeah. And I bought bread, and I thought, that bread looks very that looks suspiciously like supermarket white bread, you know, in a baguette form. But I thought, there's no way that they would just come over here and buy and go to Sainsbury's or the supermarket of your choice and buy their French sticks in inverted commas, because they're not actually baguettes, because they might look the same tubular shape, but the flour is different, and you know, all the method of making it's different. It tastes completely different. French bread goes stale almost the second it's made. I mean, it won't last through the afternoon, will it? You have to throw it away.
True,
it becomes
actually,
rock hard. But while it's fresh, absolutely fantastic. And so, and I couldn't believe it, but it was the end of the day, and they were selling like 3 for £1, something like that, because it was raining, and it was 6 o'clock in the evening, and they all wanted to pack up and go home to, you know, drink Gauloise and smoke Pernod, whatever the hell it is they do, and go at each other. And
So did you buy some?
yeah, I bought 3. I thought, why not? In for a penny, in for a pound. I've got no idea why I said that then, but you know. And you know what? That's exactly what they'd done. They'd gone to a Sainsbury's or the supermarket of your choice and bought a load of English white bread in baguette form and were selling it as French bread.
Seriously?
I could not believe it. Yeah.
Oh, that is really naughty.
Yeah, terrible. They'd also done the very same with French mustard. You know, with the stuff with the gingham cap.
Yes.
They'd just gone and bought that in Sainsbury's and were selling it as French produce. Well, it was made in France, right enough, but they bought it here.
Well, that is naughty.
Well, I'm never buying anything from those people again.
Okay, but if you were to go over to France, what would you like to sell of our English food?
Well, they won't eat our beef because they think that it's all a crazy mad cow. So you can't sell that. I think hard English cheese would be good.
Would they want it, though, when they've got hundreds of cheeses themselves? See,
Well, they don't really have hard... They don't have cheddar-like cheese. They've got soft, stinky French cheese.
They have got some harder cheeses. I just think they've got so many that I don't know if I would want to compete with their cheese.
Right.
Because it's just much better than a lot of ours.
So this is what they were doing, and you're poo-pooing their efforts.
Yeah, well, they lost miserably, that team. So I thought it was quite an interesting thought to what you would sell to the French, and I thought ale would be a lot better idea.
Ale. But they're not great beer drinkers, are they? They're more, they drink wine.
But they like to drink wine, and I'm sure if they had some ale to try, if you did it with a taster, they might be encouraged to drink a bit more of it.
I seriously doubt it, because ale, let's face it, is revolting stuff. Unless they're advertising with those, in which case it's super fantastic.
Well, all ale is revolting.
Well, it's an acquired taste, and if anything is an acquired taste, that means it tastes horrible. I mean, what other product would you like to taste like beer? I mean, chocolate, you would have chocolate ice cream and chocolate sauce and chocolate milk and chocolate everything, right? Cheese, you could have cheese-like biscuits and cheese, you know, this, that and the other.
Beer sweets. Those beer sweets, like the cola bottles. Oh,
Beer
now they're
sweets?
yummy. Yeah.
But they don't taste like beer, though, do they?
Oh, they do.
No, they don't.
They do.
Well, you've got a point there, Lucy, except that they don't.
Okay, beef and ale pie. Lovely.
Beef and ale pie. Well, speaking as an ex-vegetarian, I haven't gone that far yet. That would be like mainlining heroin. I'm on like... I'm on a couple of pies a week now, man. I can handle it. I've just got a bit of a cold at the moment, that's all.
My boys?
Talking of Alan Sugar, Sir Alan Sugar, as we must always say whenever you talk about somebody who has been ennobled, we are on bended knee and doffing our cap. Oh, you know, like that. Silly people we are. Sir Alan Sugar, the entrepreneur, warned teenagers yesterday that they were wasting their brains by taking...
Exams.
No.
Cannabis. I don't know.
No, not cannabis.
Want to score some pot?
Something academia.
Acadoo-doo-doomia. Are you listening to this, Louise?
Yes, I am.
Sir Alan Sugar, the entrepreneur, warned teenagers yesterday that they were wasting their brains by taking media studies at school.
Oh, thanks.
In a speech in East London, mate, the multi-millionaire said that the study of so-called soft subjects was diverting attention from the sciences.
Whatever.
That's an excellent argument, Louise. Well put.
No, but it's not about that to me.
Sir Alan said, hang on, more science students were needed to ensure Britain remained at the forefront of technological advances in the future, and he's right.
It's too hard, though.
Yeah, that's the point exactly, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not about that. If you want to do, like, media, really, it's good...
No, it isn't.
It's good to get the...
Total waste of time.
Things.
He was concerned that physics, chemistry and biology were no longer taught separately at school, possibly undermining the subject's long-term future. Correct. You know what? Not only is everything that we use being made in China now, but all the... but it's not just, like, sweatshop labour that we're looking to China for now. They're going to be doing all the smart jobs too, because their level of knowledge in the sciences is way beyond ours. I mean, did you see that puzzle that they gave to, I think, university entrants to figure out? I think it was a university exam. It was in the papers this week, and it was so complicated that they actually farmed it out as a quiz. See, can anybody figure this out? And this was just something that they gave to Chinese students, and they compared it to a similar quiz that was given to the same age students in this country, which even I bet even Lucy could figure it out. No offence. And it was over here. It was a triangle. You know the Pythagorean triangle? It's three, the upright is 3, and then there's a 90-degree...
I was never good at maths.
...to the one on the bottom, which is 4. You're imagining this in your mind? So it's like a right angle, 3 is the upright, 4 is the side along the bottom. What's the hypotenuse length? Well, it's 5, isn't it? 3, 4, 5. That's your Pythagorean triangle right there. Obviously, isn't it, Luz?
Absolutely.
And this was a question. I mean, anyone knows that. You learn that when you're about 10. And this was a question that they're giving to maths students who are entering university to wheedle out the least stupid in this country. The similar age that they were giving an exam a question in China was so complicated I didn't even understand the diagram, let alone could try and come up with the answers to the questions. It was it was a question in something like 5 different dimensions. It was just my brain hurt just looking at it. So we're screwed, basically, because all the manufacturing jobs have gone over there, and all the the smart inventing jobs are going to go over there as well. So which leaves us with
nothing.
Exactly.
Media.
Yeah, media.
And people doing psychology.
A bunch of DJs. Hey.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that you actually, you told me this, but, much of what happens on this show goes straight by me. You actually worked for the thing that was on TV the other day, where all the DJs live in a house together.
Yes, I did.
Such a bizarre concept.
I know. It was fun, though. And I don't think I think they came across really wrong on there. Because they're not. They're nice people and stuff.
Well, these are all, these were champions of the industry in the 70s, weren't they? These are all huge names. People like Diddy, David Hamilton and Mike Reed and people like that. And they have got this station called Big L. And I didn't really know what it was. I just remember Big L used to be a pirate station, sort of before my time, really.
People.
Yeah, and I'm sure that you mentioned that you worked for them, but I didn't really pay much attention when you were speaking. Sorry about that. But they were on TV.
Yeah, they were.
And I missed it.
Did you?
Well, I thought I saw it in the TV listings, and it said it was about radio, and I thought, no,
dear.
I've had enough of that. I work in radio. I don't want to watch TV about radio.
Oh, I'm sure Rob mentioned it to you last week. The guy that's in Wales, whatever he's called.
Right.
And yeah, but they came across like they were really arrogant and stupid, and they're not. They're quite nice people.
Well, I'm sure that TV people set up their subjects to look as stupid as they possibly can. Otherwise, they haven't got a programme, have they? Because the point of that programme was that Harvey Goldsmith, the rock promoter, or the concert promoter, goes in and tells people where they're going wrong with their lives, right? And if they're doing everything correctly, then what's the point of Harvey Goldsmith? So they have to make them look like they're a bunch of dopes in order to make sense of the programme.
I was there when they were filming it. I stayed out of the way.
Oh, really?
And this guy goes, "Do you want to do an interview?" I went, no TV. But yeah, they were just filming around the studio, and they've cut out quite a bit of, like, they did more interviews than what they showed and stuff like that, which is weird.
Yeah, well, they cut out all of the bits that make them look, you know, sensible and normal and nice people, and just left all the bits in that made them look, I'm guessing, I didn't see it, but I'll just guess, because this is what TV people do, they made them look silly and stupid and vain.
Yeah, basically.
You know. Same kind of thing that, that nice woman who's ruined the property business in this country, Sarah Beanie, the one with the gigantic,
women.
Yeah. I mean, that programme, it's, if you look at the top 10 programmes on Channel 4, you know, every month or so they'll give the ratings that each channel gets. Something like 6 of the top 10 programmes on Channel 4 are about property. It's amazing. That's pretty much all anybody watches on that channel, apart from that nice Mr. Edmonds with that no kind of a show called Deal or No Deal. And so, Sarah B., I'm sure they trawl through thousands of people to find the silliest ones they can in order to make them look, you know, ridiculous.
Yeah, for entertainment.
For the show,
really.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like in the zoo. And Sarah Beanie will come on every now and again and poke them and, you know, irritate them and rile them.
Yeah.
And for our amusement. And, and we just sit there and laugh. Or in my case, shout.
Yeah.
Which is about to start again, and they were showing us the list of the people that they thought, none of whom I'd actually heard of.
I'm not watching it again this year. I'm really not.
Yeah, you say that now.
You got me watching the celebrity one.
Me?
Yeah, because you had it on you watched it in the studio and you were like doing comments on it, so I watched it. So you got me watching that. And then the one before that I watched, and it takes over your life. And I don't want
Was that a year ago?
Yeah.
That can't have been a year ago, can it?
I think it was now.
No, it can't have been. When I was watching them go into the house on TV while I was doing the show.
No, the celebrity one. That was when you were doing Ian's show. That wasn't that long ago.
Well, how many celebrity ones are they doing then? I thought it was once a year.
Yeah.
They're doing another one now. But it's only just finished.
Are they doing another celebrity one?
Isn't that what we were just talking about?
Oh.
Isn't it?
I'm glad you two know what you're talking about.
Yes. Anyway, Louise, it's been an inspiration, as usual.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, ta-da.
Bye.
I never actually got to what she called about. Oh, well. Here is, Hornsey. Benji.
Hello, Nick. How are you?
All right, thanks.
Great. Lucy's lovely, isn't she?
She is super, if a little strict.
And she's strict as well.
Anyway, Benji.
Yes. I was thinking, you were talking just now about people in companies and such, or people who get rich, And I was just thinking, actually, of most of the rich people I know, they're not. They although they call themselves hard. They pull themselves up from their bootstraps and all of that. Generally, they get rich through crime. So, effectively, to be rich, you've got to have a criminal mind. Even though, and to make it really good, you've got to make it seem like there is no crime.
Well, it sounds like an insane thing that you're saying, but actually there's an element of truth in it, because often very successful businessmen are actual psychopaths.
Yes.
In the sense that if they were, and there's two different types of personality. There's retentive and expulsive. There's, my brain isn't working well. I think you put a cork in the show as soon as you started wagging your finger at me, Lucy, and it's definitely your fault, but I'll try and muddle through, eh?
Was she wagging at you?
I'm a professional, and I'll work through it.
Why is she wagging her finger? I think I'm going to say something, off-comish. Did she say this? Does she think I'm going to say something that I'm not supposed to say?
No, nothing to do with you, mate.
She's just telling you now. This guy's actually gaga. Yeah, no. So, in theory, we will actually never ever be able to put down crime because people want to be rich, and to be rich, You've got to exploit people. You've got to, in general, you've got to, for instance, use people, not pay them for what they do, and so on and so forth, which is basically theft, and then say that someone else did it, or say that you did it.
Okay. All right, thanks, Benji. What I was trying to say was that there's oh God, what?
Two different types of people.
Yes. One is, my brain stopped. I can't do this. One's, outgoing. What's that word? Introvert and extrovert.
Oh, extrovert, right. Okay, sorry.
Thank God. One's one introvert type, extrovert types.
Right.
Now, if you've got a psychopath who's an introvert, then they may well go into business because the nature of a psychopath or a sociopath is that they don't care about whatever actions the consequences of their actions. They don't care about whether they're hurting other people, whether they're stomping on other people, whether they're ruining other people's lives.
Right.
Which is which helps in business to get ahead, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you ever meet a nice billionaire, for instance? No.
I don't think I've met one yet.
Right. Well,
but I'm sure. No, I know.
You could say the same with
yeah.
a millionaire. I mean, no one gets to earn that kind of money by being a nice person. Was basically what that guy was saying.
Yes.
And so you may well be working for a psychopath because you know the further ahead you get in business, the more of that mind you have to be. I mean, nice guys don't come first.
Yeah. Well, that is. I do think that's true. It doesn't get you anywhere by being nice on the whole. Well, it gets you somewhere, probably, but, you know.
It gets us here.
It gets us here. Gets me making lovely cups of tea for you. You feeling better now? No.
I'm still confused. I'm all off kilter. Anyway, we'll come back and it'll be great, I know it.
Listen again. Here are the studio calls flashing up on the indicator.
Hey, Jim.
Hi there.
Jim.
I was phoning about cosmic ordering. I heard you talking about it a couple of weeks back.
Yes.
There's a video called The Secret.
Hasn't, in America, there's this fantastically successful book. I think it's called something just like that, The Secret, or some,
Yeah, I think the video might be like the video of the book.
It's a woman's written this, right?
Yeah. Awful. It's a documentary, and they've got, like, people talking about how the cosmic ordering has changed their lives. But then it has these dramatic reconstructions where they have, like, someone dressed up as an ancient Egyptian, and they'll be studying some hieroglyphics as if the secret has been around since time began. Rubbish.
Well, that's the nature of this book, isn't it? That these are actually ancient secrets that that some woman that no one had previously ever heard of has just come up with.
Yeah, and they throw in a bunch of out-of-context quotes from, like, Shakespeare and Einstein.
Yeah, that's right.
These guys would ever endorse this twaddle. But I didn't actually realise until I watched it that there's a dark side to it. Because it tries to make out that the universe gives you what you ask for, whether it's positive or negative. So you can, like, park your car, and if you lock it, it's your fault that if it gets stolen. Because by locking it, you've spread your negative vibes through the cosmos, or some rubbish.
They don't actually say that, do they?
Oh, yeah. And there's a get-out clause, too. It gets worse than that. They have a cancer survivor on there. And they reckon they got better without treatment because they believe they would, allegedly. So what they're saying is that if you die, it would have been down to them not believing enough. Sick.
But unprovable.
Exactly.
I mean, undisputable.
Mm-hmm. Load of old nonsense. But $35 if you're stupid enough to buy it, then you can believe that, you know, you'll have a video sent to you and what's the difference
in practice between that and praying?
I have no idea. Well, basically, they're, you know, I'm not going to have a go at anyone's religion, but, you know, I guess it's like that South Park episode with Scientology, where at the end Kyle says, he says something like, people really need something to believe in, no matter how ridiculous it is. And this is just another example of it.
Right. Is that you having downloaded that episode on the internet?
Never.
I'll take that as a yes. Thanks, Jim.
All right, mate.
I think that one was suppressed, wasn't it? Because somebody very famous insisted on it.
What, in South Park?
Yeah. Scientology episode.
I can't believe we're quoting South Park.
I know. Hey, have you bought your elixir of youth yet?
No.
From a high street chemist?
Does it look like it?
Boots. Hundreds of women and even a few full-on-looking men queued from 5 o'clock in the morning yesterday to buy the latest cream, claiming to offer the gift of youth. And there's a picture of them. They all look really rough, but then I suppose it is 5 o'clock in the morning. Boots stores across the country were overwhelmed by middle-aged customers hungry for the anti-aging cream that has been sold out for the past month. You heard about this, right?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
More than 100 people queued outside the company's flagship store on Oxford Street, waiting for its doors to open at 7 a.m. as new stocks of its No. 7 Protect and Perfect Beauty Serum finally hit the shelves. So they were queuing from 5 o'clock in the morning for a 7 o'clock opening just to get a tube of moisturising cream. Stores in Nottingham, Manchester and Edinburgh also opened early to cope with the demand. Other branches reported long queues. The cream selling for, this is outrageous, £17.25 in London, £16.25 outside the capital.
Really?
Isn't that terrible?
That is really
Why would they
naughty.
do that?
Because we're so much richer.
It's vanished from the shelves across the country since its anti-aging properties were highlighted in a BBC Two Horizon documentary at the end of March. There is one tiny detail that wasn't mentioned in any of this publicity hoo-ha.
Oh, no.
Because you've been reading about this forever and a day, right?
Yeah.
Guess who paid for the research? That's right. Boots.
And they say it works.
Well, because Boots paid for the research, apparently that was it was only their creams that were tested.
Oh, I see. So it's not compared to anything else.
And, well, I think they were comparing it to tretinoin, which I think is a vitamin C, it's one of these sort of over-the chemist. You have to get a prescription for it. I think it's.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's like the thing with the Q10 or whatever that's
acne cream that sloughs all your skin off.
Right.
Basically, like a snake. So that, the stuff underneath will look fresh and plump and lovely. But if they tested other moisturising creams, presumably they'd have come up with the same answer, that you look better if your face isn't dried up like a prune. So it's not that this is the only cream that'll do it, this is the only cream that they tested.
But it's probably more affordable, I suppose, than some posher creams. Or more,
Yeah, or you could just stick your face into a bucket of Vaseline.
It might not make you look too good, though.
Scrape it off with a trowel.
Face.
Well, I just thought that was kind of weird, that the one important factor that wasn't really given much publicity was that Boots were paying for the research. And guess what? Boots cream was found to be fantastic.
Well, that's clever marketing, isn't it?
But they didn't test any other creams.
And did you see any before and after pictures from the old hags who queued up?
No.
Because that's what you want to see, don't you? Here I am at 5 in the morning, and here I am at 7 once I put the cream on. Wow! Then I'd buy it. I'd queue up too.
I was talking about, you were talking about, you see, I'm all off today. Can I come back?
Start again?
Yeah, can I come back tomorrow?
Okay.
Play some records or something.
Yeah, that would be great.
What was I talking about?
You were talking about Alan Sugar, and that's the silly You're Fired game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've got another one now. A beast British another reality show.
Mm-hmm.
Obese British teenagers will have to spear wallabies, trap lizards and skin snakes when they go hunting with Aborigines in a new reality TV show. Drawing on 40,000 years of knowledge, Aborigines will teach 10 overweight young Britons how to survive on bush tucker in the series Fat Teens Can't Hunt.
Oh dear. They do this everywhere, all over the world though now, don't they? Getting fat people to go and do things. I saw one the other week about them in Africa having to go and hunt for their food and everything and eat beans and silly things. It was ridiculous.
It's like bullying.
And also they were just moaning about it the whole time. Oh, don't, all I want to do is eat at McDonald's. It was like, why did you bother coming? It was pointless.
But it is, it's almost, yes, we are pointing and laughing at the fat people. That's, and which part of that is acceptable?
But the trouble is even when they did this programme, like, a load of them were having a complete tantrum, so they quit, and they said, well, I'm not doing this anymore, this is awful. And so they then said, oh, and we caught up with Simon, you know, a little bit later in the day. There's Simon tucking into 8 bowls of food. You know, he said, I don't care, I just want to eat what I was eating before. He said, I'm never going back to that nonsense. So, really, the whole mindset is wrong in the first place.
The producers say it's a celebration of indigenous culture and ancient skills. No, it isn't. They say that the shows are more than voyeuristic television designed to humiliate fat people. No, it's not. That's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
Britain has the fattest teenagers in Europe, apparently, with 1 in 3 overweight or obese, said the executive producer. Doctors warn that if we don't tackle this problem now, generations of children will face drastic reduction in the quality and longevity of their lives. They're desperately trying to justify this now.
That's ridiculous.
The experiment gives our teenagers a unique opportunity to address their dysfunctional relationship with food once and for all before they reach adulthood. What the lessons they'll learn, starving to death in the Australian outback.
How many children
are going to be relevant to life on Slough High Street.
Exactly. So those odd few people and everybody else, what should be trying to save up their money to go to the outback, and then they'll understand about not to stuff pies in their mouth.
So they're doing this to protect us. And you know which channel is going to have this? BBC One. The look on your face. It's a shocker, isn't it?
I love the...
Well, let's get back to it.
Let's have Burton-on-Trent. Pressing. Aid.
Hello, Nick.
Aid.
Well, that was quick.
Very quick.
I'm not actually ready at the minute. Can you take me after the news? Would that be possible?
Not ready?
You phoned me.
What's to be ready about?
Well, I need time to prepare myself.
What, for a conversation on the phone?
Yeah.
What, have you got an act for us?
Oh, I can prepare an act if you want.
No, that's all right, mate. What's the... I don't understand. So you called me up, but you weren't ready. Well, why did you call then?
Because I'm usually on hold for a bit, and then I'm usually ready after I've been on hold.
Approximately how long would you like me to put you on hold for?
After the snooze. Okay.
So between 5 and 10 minutes will do it for you?
Yeah. You're going to do it like for about an hour now, aren't you?
Well, we'll find out, eh?
Okay.
Pressing and pressing. Oh,
You've got to fade
him down and then press him. Right. Edwina.
Hello, Nick.
Hello, Edwina.
How are you?
All right.
Oh, you're mimicking. Nick, a few seconds ago, minutes ago, you were talking about this anti-aging cream.
Yeah.
And the presumption is that it's a lot of old hags queuing up for it. But what I learnt today, which, honestly, really surprised me, that a lot of those queuing up were men. And when the press were there trying to take photographs, obviously they're trying to hide their faces. But that really surprised me. So I was wondering, do you men really go out to buy products to look youthful? Because I believe that really it's all in the genes.
Keep your eyes above the waist, Edwina. Well, you've got to look young and beautiful. It's your duty to be beautiful.
Yes,
everybody.
Yes, I know, but...
Edwina, we've got to go because the new news is on.
Oh, bless. Bye.
On night.
And remember, darling, I don't work before 10 in the morning and never after 4:30 in the afternoon.
There's nothing that newspapers like more than a campaign, and the Sun has got a campaign at the moment to tell us who we think is the most inspiring British person. This was in yesterday's. It's the ultimate accolade to be voted the greatest living Briton. Now, Sun readers are exclusively invited to choose the shortlist in the first ever nationwide hunt to find the best our country has to offer. 50 finalists have been put forward in a poll sponsored by Anne High Street's shop. Now it's your turn to whittle the list down to 5. The overall winner will be chosen in a live vote on a star-studded ITV1 show on Monday in May on the 21st. Here's the 50. Some of these are so bizarre. You think that they'd just run out of names and just pulled some from space and just stuck them in here. Julie Andrews. I mean, when was the last time she even set foot in this country? I mean, she's been living in California for the last 100 years, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Julie Andrews, one of the 50 greatest living Britons. It does not compute. I mean, what was the last thing she did? The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
I mean, that was in the 60s, wasn't it?
Was it 60s? Gosh. She did pop over for the premiere of the relaunched theatre production of The Sound of Music.
She came here to go to the theatre.
Yeah.
Wow. David Attenborough. Oh.
Oh, well, he is.
Yeah, Lord Sir David Attenborough, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite possibly. Although, these days, he just is a voice. I mean, he doesn't actually hoik himself up a tree anymore, does he?
Actually, no,
He's
I
just a
don't think he
voiceover
does.
artist now.
I don't mind, though. He's still very soothing.
Soothing?
He is. He's got a lovely, calming voice, hasn't he?
As opposed to our next contestant, who is Shirley Bassey. Nothing calming there. I mean...
Great voice, though.
Yeah, but greatest living Briton? So far, silly. David Beckham. Well, he'll get a lot of popular votes, right enough, but... Greatest living Briton? Just a guy who happens to be lucky enough to be good at football? And looks like that?
Well, yes, wouldn't most men like to be in this position?
Yeah. Alan Bennett. You wouldn't think that most people who read The Sun would have any idea who he is, or would even be aware of anything that he's ever done.
That's true.
Alan Bennett. So he's right out. Plus, he's just a writer of whimsy, isn't he? I mean, he's amusing right enough.
Yeah.
But he's not the greatest living Briton? Hardly.
No. Well, no, probably not. Not for me.
So far, nothing.
No, none of that. Well, I am a fan of Julie Andrews, to be honest, but...
Yeah, but what was the last thing that she did?
But then, does it have to be the last thing that they've done? Or do we remember people for their, could be
no, this
one
is the greatest living Briton.
So they have to have done lots of things.
That's the title, the greatest living Briton.
Okay.
Julie Andrews, no.
Okay.
So we've done over 10% now, and there's absolutely zero so far.
Okay.
Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the World Wide Web.
Well, that's a pretty great achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So he'd have to be right out there in front at the moment. Although you'd have to think that if he hadn't invented it, somebody else would have done.
That's still pretty... and that's great that a Brit did it.
I wonder if you got any money for that.
Can you actually... hope so.
Yeah, but, could you sell it as an idea?
Probably, yeah. If you were smart enough, you would. And he probably is. I can't believe he'd have let that one go. Oh, yeah, just something I did.
Well, I bet he did, because he can't have imagined, when he invented it, what it would become. Because I think it was invented just for scientists and academics to exchange information with each other, so that the pool of knowledge would be, that much more easily accessible.
But it's been the hugest thing ever.
Ever, yeah. Isn't it true that something like 60% of internet traffic is people downloading stuff on BitTorrent, downloading movies and TV programs and music and something absolutely incredible like that. Most of the traffic on the internet is people downloading Spider-Man. Little did he know when he invented it that that's exactly what would happen.
It is an extraordinary thing.
That is amazing, isn't it? And the other 40% of the traffic on the internet is people sending you 100 emails a day, inviting you to examine hot sluts in your area.
Yeah. I don't get too much of that.
Oh dear, well, I don't get any of it anymore because I've installed a spam filter, which is absolutely
good.
Fantastic.
So every time you get one, do you have to just report it to this?
No, it never gets to me. I never see them.
Great.
I only get to see people who are in my address book. So in other words, anybody that's new who's trying to contact me, they've got no chance.
Oh, right.
Because my spam filter will just...
Even if it comes up as a normal email address sort of thing, will it recognise it then?
Well, they all come from normal email addresses.
Yeah, but they often have weird titles, don't they, the spam ones, with the hot chicks and stuff. It normally is something like blah-de-blah at hotchicks.co.uk or whatever, isn't it? So then it's a kind of clue in the title.
I don't know. What's that site like, Alex?
They usually do, like, try and do weird combinations of words now to get through, I think, those spam filters.
Yes, they do,
like teapot, refrigerator...
Or they'll lift passages from books, and just put a random sentence in the subject line, yeah. But my spam filter doesn't, it's like the Terminator of all spam filters.
That sounds great.
It doesn't let anything through. There's none of that. It will look for a phrase or a word, and if it's Viagra is in the title, then it won't allow it through. There's none of that. It doesn't allow anything through, at all.
Fab. That's really good.
It's almost like having a mobile phone that doesn't ring.
Oh, I think I'd quite like that. It's kind of irritating when my phone rings, I find. Even with texting now, I can't be bothered half the time.
Well, my phone has got... I actually changed my telephone provider the other day. Which is once, and I think I got a message from somebody, but it fell through the cracks between one and the other. So
have you kept your number?
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
So that was a foretaste of the misery that is to come, because I intend to change my broadband supplier. Not only that, but I'm going to change the company that supplies the phone line, and I'm going to change the package I'm on with my
television.
Yeah.
Oh no!
All at once.
Didn't you have a nightmare when you changed it before? Oh dear, this could be bad. Imagine the penalties they're going to put on you.
I'm going to be howling like a dog.
Oh dear! Remind me to take that night off.
No, but you seriously want to get yourself a spam filter, because before I was getting literally 80 a day. Over and over and over and over. Cialis soft tabs, whatever the hell they are.
That would make me never want to log on.
And
it's just too painful.
is your hair dark enough, and your teeth white enough, and your skin soft enough, and just on and on and on. And I dreaded going on holiday, because if you go on holiday and you come back, and 2 weeks worth of 80 a day, that's 14 times 80 is... Carry one, is it?
Yeah.
Good grief, that's almost 200 emails.
That's terrible. I actually check mine on holiday now. Over the time. Just so that I don't come back to too many, because mine, I often get about 50 or 60 a day as well, just normally at work, so...
Oh, well, they're easily, you just delete all of those, because it's all... Has anyone got a charger for a Nokia phone? If it's anything like...
yeah, just things like...
Like where I work at the other place.
Someone parked outside with the number plate...
We've got a package here for David Jones, but we don't know who that is. Somebody left a package in the post room, but there's no address on it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
And stuff like that.
Has anybody got a work experience person for the next 3 hours?
But sometimes they're crafty and they put a catchy little title in just to fool you. Like, free such and such, come and get it now. And then they open it and go, ah, fooled you. What we really want to know is this next idea.
And then people will start to reply to emails that have been sent to everyone by mistake. And by replying, they'll also send their reply to everyone. And so you'll have about 15 different emails. The last one will be the managing director saying, will you please stop clogging up our email system with this ridiculous nonsense?
There's nothing worse, is there, when you know that the people at the top have been reading your daft email.
Yeah. Oh. So, if it's anything like where I work over the way... Yeah. You can just go ahead and delete all of those emails straight away.
Well, that's good.
Just ignore them all.
Yeah, sadly I can't delete them all, but... Yeah, a huge chunk I do, but otherwise, it's just the fact of coming into them all and knowing that even if you can delete half of them, you've still got to go through them, haven't you?
Yeah, it's depressing, and it takes forever, yeah, that's right. And if at home they're all repulsive, which they all seem to be... 40% of the internet traffic that's not people, downloading the latest Sopranos episodes is people advertising hot sluts in your area. Why do they have to be sluts? It's awful. And I think, well, I'm glad that my parents haven't got a computer, because they'd be
shocked.
Well, yes, they'd have no idea that this sort of stuff is out there.
We don't know these people, do we?
Exactly.
Who are these hot sluts, Nicholas?
So, he invented it as this Tim Berners-Lee fella, the 7th on our list of potential greatest living Britons. He invented the World Wide Wait in order to exchange information. But that's not what it's used for at all.
It still is as well, though, isn't it?
Oh, hardly. What?
But it is...
Wikipedia?
Well, apart from Wikipedia, I mean, the fact that we can just look up anything at all is pretty amazing, isn't it?
And you know what? Before it was invented, life just carried on, and, you know, businesses were formed and were successful, and people gained knowledge through things called books.
But it was much slower, wasn't it? Everything was. If you... even just in a normal working life, the whole process of... even before faxes and everything, corresponding with letters, you know... And now I can't imagine going back to that. Imagine all the letters that we must be saving constantly by just flying an email to and fro.
Yes, but most emails are completely pointless, like most mobile telephone conversations. I mean, if you look at your email inbox, you could carry on your life perfectly happily without almost all of them, I would guess. I mean, it's all... Hi, how are you? I'm really bored. You know, stuff like that, isn't it? Or in offices, people will email each other sitting next to each other, as opposed to turning their heads and speaking.
I know, that is ridiculous.
We're obsessed with typing in this in the new modern age. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'd do anything to avoid typing.
Would you? Oh, I love typing.
And sending text messages is typing, but worse. It's even slower than ordinary typing. Typing with your thumb.
Not if you're doing the speed text. That's good. Do you speed text?
Some granny just won, I should have actually clipped that out. Some granny just won the speed text love poem challenge, or something like that. She beat off the challenges of teenagers, some old dear who's almost 100 years old. Bless her.
And she could fire them off quickly. That's great.
Well, I think it was the quality of the poem.
Oh, I see.
Maybe I'll find that, you know, during the course of this next break.
I hope she wrote it in full words.
I've got nothing on my screen to tell me when the next break is, by the way.
Oh, it's
she
now,
is typing.
by the way.
Now. Oh, well, I'll have it now, then.
Affirmative.
Aid!
Hello, Nick.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple more minutes, all right. Here is Docklands. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick, all right?
Yes, thanks.
It's what Lucy was saying there about the internet, where she said she couldn't go back to going with books. But in a way, don't you think that's why people now are probably not as intelligent as they used to be? Because where this information is so quick, and they're getting it so quick, the brain ain't actually taking it in. They're reading it, and then they're moving on to something else. Like where before, as you said, you would use a book, and you would sit and read a book, and your brain would digest it. It would take a lot longer for you to read the book. So
Well, part of the process is, of course, knowing where to look for information. Whereas on the net, you're quite right. Everything is just sort of presented to you on a plate. All you have to do is tap it into Google or the search engine of your choice, and it'll be right there in front of your face. Whereas in a library, you really need to use your brain to figure out where to look stuff up.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not really. Like you said, I'm not obsessed with it, but sometimes I use it to look for something, and like what you say, you start off thinking I'll have 10 minutes, and you look at the clock, you've been on it 2.5 hours, and you think, what a total waste of life.
Yes.
and you've achieved absolutely
nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, you're just sort of drifting. You might as well be staring out the window.
Yeah. Well, no, staring out the window is probably more exciting.
Well, it's more calming.
Yeah, I find it a strange thing, and also, my dad, God rest his soul, he said the 3 greatest inventions in the world were made for the pornographic industry, and that was the Polaroid camera, the VHS video, and the internet, and I think it's exactly right.
Well, yeah, the pornographic industry certainly popularised those 3 things, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's like what you say, when I have a look on mine, because you're lucky you got a spam on our one, our sort of whatever they call it isn't that good. Our virus one, I want to know why all these companies know why I need Viagra, though. That's the other thing I never work out.
Good question, Dave. Loose lips sink ships, or something like that. All right. Thanks a lot, mate. Cheers. Yeah, good point. It's not. Actually, if you think about it, it's not a force for much good, really. I mean, are our lives that much better after or before the internet?
They're not necessarily
expressing
better.
myself very well, but you know what I mean.
I just think that it's just speeded everything up, hasn't it? We live in a much faster society now because of it.
They're saying that kids now are losing the ability to socialise because they're just spending their entire life on solo pursuits.
Yeah, I
so
could
to
imagine
speak.
that.
They're doing their PlayStations and they're listening to their iPods and they're surfing the net on Bebo and MyFace and all of those sites, you know, which make it seem as though they've got 500 close personal friends, but they don't actually know any of these people at all, and neither are they communicating with them, you know, like human beings, more like machines, in fact. And so when they grow up, they won't be able to, this is the theory, they won't be able to form relationships, and they'll be rubbish in marriage, and but
Well, I
at
think
least
that's
they'll
probably
have
true.
a stock of Viagra, and they'll know where all the hot sluts in their neighbourhood are.
Exactly. But I do think that is a shame, isn't it? Because it's so important to go out and meet people and, you know, be forced into socialising from a young age.
Yeah.
Anyway. And I think, well, for me, it benefited me hugely that I can't imagine now how it must be for children. You know, they don't sort of go out and just play in the street and, you know, muck about as much as we used to be able to, but I guess maybe it's just not safe enough now.
Yeah, the solo pursuit that used to be keeping you off the streets when you were young used to be learning the piano or playing the guitar, or, you know, something that would actually be useful in the rest of your life, as opposed to getting to level 11 on Mega Killer Death Game.
Yeah.
On your YI machine, or whatever the hell it is that you use.
But
these
I've
days.
even heard that argued that you can still do sport with that.
No, you
because
can't.
in effect, you're still moving around to play these silly
No,
sports.
you're not.
Well, I don't think so, but...
Right, back to our list. Oh, let's take this one first. Are you ready yet, Aid?
Yes, are you gonna...
I'll give you a couple more minutes, all right, just to make sure. Here's Derbyshire. Hello, Alan.
Hello, do you mind if you give me a couple more minutes as well?
Of course. So, back to this list of 50, so far, no one, right? Because Tim Berners-Lee, he's in the lead so far, but he invented the internet, and we're not sure whether that's actually a good thing or not. I mean, if you want to download 24 before they show it in this country, or download the rest of the second series of Prison Break, or download a wobbly version of Spider-Man 3 that was recorded in the cinema from somebody holding up a little camera, then that's great. But apart from that, not much, really.
No? I would still say that it's
if you want to
a
nick
great
music,
invention.
then it's fantastic.
Wouldn't you love to say that you had invented that? Come on, that would be the greatest thing, wouldn't it?
Tony Blair, longest-serving Labour Prime Minister, only Labour leader to win 3 consecutive general elections. Is anybody going to be voting for Tony Blair?
No!
So we can discount him straight away. Poor bloke. Still, he's not going to be poor for very much longer. Not that he's very poor at the moment.
No.
Raking it in, he'll be. Gurinder Chadha.
What? That
Any
rings
ideas?
it does ring a bell to me.
Kenyan-born Sikh director of the football-based coming-of-age movie Bend It Like Beckham.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's why.
That's ridiculous.
No,
Well, is Ridley Scott in this list? It's alphabetical. Just checking for you. No. So Ridley Scott, not in the list. Gurinder Chadha, director of Bend It Like Beckham, is in the list. Why would that be, do you think?
Guy Ritchie in there?
Prince Charles.
Right. Would the Queen not have been above?
Well, this is alphabetical.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's C for Charles, not P for Prince. So, no, not really. I mean, not really. Greatest living Briton.
Okay, great, maybe great. Well,
So far, we've got nothing, and we're over almost like a quarter of the way in. It gets worse. Charlotte Church.
oh, that is really poor.
Who came up with this list?
That's rubbish, that
Charlotte Church. Billy Connolly. I mean, I like Billy Connolly. He's funny right enough, but his heyday was in the 70s, was it not?
Yeah, because then he started, like, getting his willy out when he was running around.
Why would you say that?
It was really off-putting.
Have you ever heard of that, Alex?
What, him actually doing it?
Getting his willy out?
Yeah.
Well, he gets naked, doesn't he?
He does get naked.
When he... an ancient monument or something, he likes to dance around it naked.
Well, anything for a
He ran
laugh.
around Piccadilly, didn't he? With it out. Ooh.
Well, he went silly when he moved to the States, didn't he?
Yeah, he's done all
Silly.
around Australia as well. Then it was a silly bike he was on.
Yeah, he swore his way around many and various different countries, didn't he? Swearing seems to have taken over a bit too much, a bit too reliant on the swear word for a comic effect.
I don't know, but he did make it funny. But now it's kind of, you know.
Simon Cowell, greatest in the list of 50 finalists of the greatest living Briton. Simon Cowell.
For providing entertaining television.
Oh, come on. How can you even say that?
Well, it is quite entertaining. Come on, I mean, thousands of people tune in to watch it, so they must love it.
Yes, but you might as well give an award for somebody selling white sliced bread. I mean,
yeah,
it's
but we
popular
already
right
know
now.
that bland is best.
Judi Dench.
Oh,
You
well,
know,
she is great.
Yeah,
isn't
she is. But the secret of acting is simple. I could be a top actor. And you know how? All you got to do is not blink. If you watch a film,
Yeah.
whenever there's a close-up, they never blink. I don't know how they do it. Their eyes must feel like sandpaper, but they just shrivel up like raisins.
My eyes go red when I don't
And
blink.
at the end of a long scene, some of their eyeballs have got so dried up that they actually fall out of their skulls. It's part of the danger of being an actor. But that's all there is to it. Just don't blink.
Right.
James Dyson. Oh, what, the guy with the psychedelic hoovers?
Yeah. Bagless. That's good.
Don't they always come at the very bottom of a list of reliability when Which do their annual surveys?
Well, middling.
Oh, I think it's always at the bottom, isn't it? Like 7 years in a row, something like that. So he's out. Look out, Britain!
Everything is going extremely well.
So this is a list that I think it's M&S have got together with The Sun. Why the Sun would be the only ones who are voting
funny
on
mix,
this?
isn't it?
It is really weird, yeah. And then the final is going to be voted for by you personally, on ITV on May 21st, and they will decide by that method the greatest living Briton. So far, nothing, and we've gone through 15 people already, and there's not one single one that we would even consider.
No. Well, the World Wide Web is still my favourite.
Tim Berners-Lee, eh?
Yeah.
All right, just the one. James Dyson, also an inventor.
Oh, yeah.
Not in it.
You're not a fan of his work.
Well, I've never used any of his products.
Oh, have you not?
No.
I've heard the washing machine's fairly rubbish.
Can we just backtrack for a second there? We're not saying that your washing machine is rubbish.
No,
But we just don't want anything purple in our washing closet.
Yeah, I've heard it hasn't always come out on top in you know, research.
Well, neither does anything else he makes. I think the people at Which, they either are, their tests don't favour the Dyson product, or they really, really hate him, because every time Which do a test of anything that Dyson is in, he never comes out anywhere near the top, and and you would think he would, because his stuff costs more than anybody else's.
But maybe what it is that he invented it initially, and now other people have taken it and done it better.
Ah, right. You don't want to be first.
Maybe.
History always destroys the revolutionary, yeah. Alex Ferguson, number 16.
It's not a stupid idea, is it?
Well, greatest living Briton. That's the category here. Alex Ferguson, greatest living Briton.
Well, he has had huge achievements, hasn't he?
I think you'd also have to be a nice person. And is there any? Do we actually think that Alex Ferguson is a nice person?
Yeah, I think he's fair. No,
Really?
but what's so bad? He loses his temper every now and again.
I mean,
think
how
that's
can anybody
okay.
who's that red in the face be a nice person?
Of course they can. I think that's fine. I mean, you know, we're always saying how people are too soppy about things, and just because he's sometimes a bit edgy about what he wants from people, I think that's okay.
But you don't know how this edginess manifests itself. I mean, you've just heard that, you know, the thing with the hairdryer treatment and so on. You haven't had him in your face, so you don't really know the extent of it.
But then again, let's not forget the people that he is looking after are earning an absolute fortune. So therefore, could you not put up with a little bit of shouting in your face? I could. Seriously, for hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. Yeah, seriously, fine, shout away, fine, no problem.
Norman Foster.
Yeah, no, I'm not keen on the ITN building particularly.
The ITN building?
Do I mean that?
I don't think so.
Did you not?
What,
Did you not
that
design
lump
that
that's on the South Bank? That's
No, the one at Gray's Inn Road.
Gray's Inn Road.
You know, the one you used to work in.
Of that?
Yeah, that's...
Is that his?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
right. Well, it
With
seems
a
to me
huge
that
atrium.
yeah, all the buildings they're just big glass. It's either a big glass box, or since they got this supercomputer program that allows them to do funny shapes, and they just do funny shapes for the sake of it. And the people who live and work in those buildings. Foster, was he the chap who did the Lloyds of London? Or was that the other guy, Rogers? It's either Rogers or Foster. They're almost indistinguishable to my eye.
Yeah.
But have you been in Lloyds of London? Oh my God, it's hideous. It's
Is it really?
It's properly hideous. It's above ground, but it's like being in a basement. It's absolutely awful. And and this is the word that you get from people who work in that building. They say that they can't stand it. The best part of that building that I saw, as I went on one of those architectural open days, was right at the top. They'd taken a normal room from I think one of their old building, like all the original panelling and so on, and they just stuck it into this office, and that was the nicest part of the whole building, a part of another building that they just stuck in it.
Well, I found it quite depressing in the other one.
Depressing is exactly right. Yeah, dark and depressing and
No
oppressive,
sunlight.
and yes, exactly. Yeah. So we're going to say no.
Yeah.
Stephen Fry.
That would be a no for me.
Yeah, a bit too sniffily superior. He rubs me up the wrong way. Ricky Gervais. No. Greatest Living Briton?
No.
Not for 12 episodes of The Office, no.
No. No. And he sort of gets away with sort of being a bit of a buffoon, really. So, no, it's a very good act, but, you know, it wouldn't make him my greatest.
Tanny Gray Thompson.
Oh, remind me who that is.
Remind you? What, as in you've forgotten?
Yeah.
A wheelchair-bound sportswoman who's won
yes.
11 golds, 4 silvers and a bronze at the Paralympics.
Right, okay.
Well, she's not going to win, however great she is, because no one's ever heard of her.
That is a great... yeah, they have, but then I forgot.
You did not forget.
I did.
Okay. You ever heard of her, Alex?
Yeah, she nearly won Sports Personality of the Year. Didn't she?
I've got no idea.
Yeah, she did nearly win it.
I mean, that's that seems to the two parts of that sentence seem to preclude. There's a phrase I'm going for, and I can't think of what it is. They preclude each other. Sports personality? No. Sports person of the year? Maybe. Sports personality of the year? Well, Gazza would have to win it every time, wouldn't he, with his fake bosoms?
Yeah, but you're looking at the comedic aspect.
So, no, it's not her. Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. Do you think he's great?
Well, he's a giant brain, and he wrote The Brief History of Time, which, of course, no one has read, because who can be bothered, really?
I tried. I started on that.
Yeah.
Did you?
Couldn't be
You
bothered.
gallantly tried.
Yeah. So we're told that he's a genius, but
we all believe it.
We don't have any first-hand knowledge, so it's a no. The next one you're not going to believe. Also begins with an H.
Mm-hmm. Is that the only clue I get?
LH.
HLH.
No, not HLH. LH.
Not Liz Hurley.
No, not Liz Hurley. I wouldn't have gone there, but...
male, then?
Lenny Henry.
Oh, no.
Lenny Henry?
What? No way.
I mean, he only...
Has Bob not been on?
I can't remember what his second name is. Geldof. No, we've gone past G's. No.
Oh, right, okay.
Lenny Henry. I mean, he only ever comes out for the red nose thing, doesn't he?
No, I'm sorry, that does not... No, not my greatest.
It's not, he wouldn't even be in the list of greatest comics.
Well, he doesn't make me laugh enough, that's the problem.
Yeah, or even at all.
Yeah. I'm
You're
trying
being
to
kind,
be kind.
yeah. Kelly Holmes. Runs in a straight line. Greatest
you can't just say runs in a straight line now. That's not fair.
Well, it's true.
Well, she is a fantastic runner.
Well, yeah, but that's what she does, though. She just runs. Greatest
You're
living...
saying that's rubbish.
But it's true, though.
But you couldn't run like that.
Well, no, I couldn't, but then, big deal, so what?
So what?
I mean, how's that helpful? She's not gonna miss a bus.
Yeah, but she's inspiring the British nation to try and get off their butts and do some running.
Obviously not. Look at us.
Well, maybe
Great bunch
she'll
of
take some
fat
of them out to
lumps
the
we
outback.
So Kelly Holmes, definitely not. Anthony Hopkins.
Well, he is a great actor, but
acting is just really
not blinking.
It's not blinking, and it's just pretending, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit of a silly thing to do.
Now, okay.
Really. I mean, if you're an actor, you're just playing pretend, aren't you? It's like a kid's game, but you get paid a load for it. Well, I'm going to pretend... That's exactly what that is. I'm going to pretend to be a mass murderer.
Yeah, but the trouble is, it's quite hard to do that sometimes, isn't it?
Well, not for him it isn't. It's easy for him. He said he just goes in there and does it. He doesn't think anything of it, and he thinks the whole thing's daft.
Yeah, but then that's what makes it great, isn't it? That he can just switch into that. I've tried my odd little bit of Amdram in the past, and they asked me in one of my auditions to go around like a monster.
Have you ever heard of anything more middle class than that?
Well, no, but...
Amdram.
Well, I did try and do a bit of acting, so I did audition for this college, and when I had to be a monster, I just thought, you know what, I can't do this.
Oh, yes, you can.
No, it was fun.
You were monstrous to me at the beginning of the programme.
I was.
What monster did you try?
Well, they just said pull the most ghastly face and put yourself in a position...
Are you doing it now?
You're so mean. And I had to kind of scrunch myself up and go around the room, and with everyone staring at me, and I just thought, there is nothing more embarrassing in the world than doing this. So I kind of take my hat off to people who can do it and not feel inhibited by
Show me your face. Yeah, but it's just pretending. It's just play acting, isn't it?
You have to have a lot of confidence to do it, and also be convincing.
Right, so it's a no for Anthony Hopkins.
You've poo-pooed everybody.
Well, so far we've got no one. We've got Tim Berners-Lee, who probably has the personality of a soap dish. I mean, he's a computer nerd, right?
Oh yes, but you didn't bring in personality to greatness.
Well, I think that's part of it.
Does it?
Greatest living Briton. I mean, it can't be Tim Berners-Lee because, I mean, if we went to another country with and here France is the greatest living Briton, and we presented some bloke with 5 pens in his top pocket, well, they'd be laughing at us, wouldn't they?
I think he'd be past the pens, wouldn't he?
Laughing at us. So it can't be a nerd. Sorry, Tim. Jeff Hurst. Scored a hat-trick in England's 4-2 World Cup win over West Germany in 1966. Jeff Hurst.
Doesn't really do anything for me.
It's a no.
Yeah.
Runs up and down in shorts.
Yeah, I thought you would be more impressed by him than me.
Well, you know, I didn't see the whole game, but, you know, the only bit that you ever see is the bit with the
goal scoring.
Yeah, with the bit. Who are the people who are on the pitch? The only time that we've ever
Prince
Charles was commentating.
It's the only time we've ever succeeded against a foreign team in anything is when we had it here.
We've never forgotten it.
On and on and on we keep going. Yeah.
Still waiting to.
So it's a no, Jeff. David Jason.
Oh no, really?
Actor known for Only Fools and Horses.
Oh no, for me that's terrible.
That's also a no.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Anthony Hopkins can, You know,
Yeah.
put the fear of God in you.
Yeah.
And he can also switch it around and become a bumbling butler.
Yeah.
Lusting after Emma Thompson. When David Jason just seems to play David Jason, so it's a no. So far we've got Tim Berners-Lee. Some specky...
You've said no
Some
to.
specky nerd who does computers. This is embarrassing. Is this the best that we can come up with? You ready to go yet, Aid?
Yes, are you?
I'll give you a couple more minutes, alright.
How many more have we got to... What number was that?
That was number 26, so
Okay.
we're about halfway through.
It's a little bit disappointing, isn't it?
It's it's kind of embarrassing.
I
It's just
actually
really
think-
the best that we can do in this country.
But Tim Berners-Lee should be higher up than a lot of the people that you've just said.
Well, it's not... They're not ranked. It's
Oh, they're not?
alphabetical. Are you listening to me?
I thought you were just telling them to me.
It's alphabetical.
Oh, right. So they all, they're all in it.
Alphabetical list.
Put
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I
and then
want
you
to know
get to
top.
vote as to which which five
what we'll
of
then
these
see.
50 will then be voted for by the great British public.
Okay, so we're voting for Tim.
All right, okay, we might as well actually make a list of 5.
Let's decide who we're going to... Yeah.
Right. I'm not sure. Have you any strike you so far, Alex?
We could do a poll if you like.
I don't think sports person should be included at all.
you're right. Yeah, sports people are out. I think actors have got to be out as well, by the same token, because actors, they're just reading what other people have said, aren't they? They're just, it's just.
Yeah, but sports people aren't.
They're just dressing up.
Well, why are we ruling out sports people?
That's just a natural talent. They haven't
It is,
really,
yeah.
you know,
Well, they are-
achieved.
Well, of course
some
they have. They've
human
pushed
greatness.
themselves to their absolute limit.
Yeah, they've injected themselves with a lot of hormones and.
You're terrible.
You know.
What about that fantastic rower that we have? He must be in the top.
A lot of
But what does it achieve?
beef product.
He's rowed somewhere. Great. That's really benefited a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, running in a straight line, big deal.
Okay, Tim Berners-Lee.
So far, and this is half the list so far, and we've only got one, a specky nerd. And I don't mean to be offensive when I say that.
Maybe we'll just have to have a top 3.
Any strike you so far, Aid?
Top 1.
I'll leave you with that thought. Hang on. He's been on hold for 40 minutes, and all he can come up with is
Poor Aid.
What a shower. Right, we're halfway through the list. Isn't this exciting?
This is.
We'll go away and we'll come back.
James O'Brien.
Affirmative.
So what's up, Aid?
Oh, Nick, right, we're ready now this time, are we? Yeah, firstly of all, you've reminded me about this famous quote about the Model T car. You can have it in any colour you like as long as it's black. Do you know the answer to that question?
What question?
You can have the Model T4 car in any colour you like as long as it's black.
That's not a question, it's a statement.
It's a statement. Well, who said it then? That's the question.
Mr. Ford.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I'm asking you, because I was talking to my mate about this the other day, and he said Tony Blackburn. Which, where that came from is, you know. But,
Is this you with 40 minutes preparation?
oh, well, I'm only a caller. I'm not a professional radio person.
Yeah, well, me either. You fit right in.
Yeah, you said earlier you was changing your mobile. Did you say your mobile phone provider?
Yes, I did, yeah.
I'm in a nightmare of mine at the moment because I went with one company and the signal where I am, you might as well have a string with 2 tin cans tied together. It's that rubbish. So I couldn't wait. I couldn't endure it long enough to wait for my the contract runs out like next week. But I've had the other phone for about a month, and now I'm getting phone calls off the old company over and over again.
I'm surprised at how easily I was able to disconnect from my... they just sort of shrugged their shoulders and like, yeah, all right then. They just didn't seem that bothered. I thought I was going to... there'd be a big song and a dance and they were going to offer me this, that and the other and beg and plead, but they just gave me my pack codes.
Well, I had a bit of this mobile phone, but... I mean, now, of course, like I say, it's next Thursday or something, the thing actually ends. They phoned up on touch early. My mum sort of told a bit of a white light. I said, oh, it's at work till 11 o'clock. And I said, oh, well, I'll phone him back at midnight then.
God. And did they?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't,
no. You know, it's just hard to get away with doing things like this. Why can't they just take no for an answer? They'll offer you the wife and stuff like that. Stop with them, won't they?
I don't know, Aid. Any of these lists, any of this list so far appeal to you? Because I'm going to actually put this on the net. We're going to have, we're going to bring our 5 out and have you vote in the last hour.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad it isn't on, which I'm surprised about. I'm not saying he should be on. Richard Hammond, because he had that crash.
Right, well, we've gone past the H's, so you can breathe a sigh of relief. Yeah. But we've got half to go, and so I must get on, all right?
Well, can I just tell you about, I'm going on a trip tomorrow. You went to Leeds, didn't you?
Yeah.
For 6 months. Did you ever go around York?
Yes.
How do you find it?
York was charming.
Yeah, 'cause I've been, but I mean, you have to watch some of the locals, because I don't like people from out the area, do they? Some of them. Not all of them are like that, but...
Really? I've got no knowledge of that. But I'm sure you'll be all right. Just don't open your mouth, all right? Okay, cheers, Aid. Send us a postcard, okay.
Okay, will do.
Ta-ta. Right, back at it. Where are we? David J. So far we've got Tim Berners-Lee. We've got. But only because he might go if we can find 5 in the last half. All right.
Okay.
Elton John.
Oh yeah, I think we should add him.
Elton John.
He's a fantastic musician, and he gives a huge amount to charity.
Fantastic musician. He bashes the piano as though he's trying to break it.
Oh come on! And he's a great personality as well. And you said personality was lacking from a lot of the others.
I'm just not sure that he's the right kind of personality.
Oh.
I mean, he doesn't seem like a very nice man either, does he? I mean, did you see that tantrums and tiaras thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
but then do we want someone who's really boring and dull?
That's his other half.
Yeah, but...
Giving us an idea of what he's like. So that must be the airbrushed version.
Yeah, but maybe that's quite good, that we're seeing people for, you know, being a bit real.
I think it's a no.
You're poo-pooing else as well.
Tom Jones. Also a no for the above reason, but more so because Tom Jones doesn't even live here. I mean, when was the last time that he even set foot in the country? He lives in L.A., doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he
does. And he
does.
has done for decades.
Yeah.
Peter Kay. Greatest living Brit. I mean, that is... I mean, Peter Kay's funny, right enough. I mean, I've tried to watch his stand-up on TV, and I couldn't get past more than 15 minutes of it because it wasn't funny. But
really?
as a person, he seems to be, you know, like if he was in the pub in your group of people, you'd be having an amusing night out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, he seems to be a funny person. Maybe he just didn't have the material for that particular show. But the greatest living Briton, I mean, that's desperate, isn't it?
No.
Andrew Lloyd Webber. Oh, no.
Yeah, well...
No.
But he has composed a lot of music that a lot of people have had a lot of pleasure from. On stage. Do you not think?
No.
And should he not be rewarded for that?
Well, he has been, over and over and over again. He's one of the richest people in the country.
But we can't now poo-poo people who are rich.
You have to say that.
Yeah, I do. I think
Andrew Lloyd Webber. Elt's not going on the list.
Oh, that's rotten.
well, put him as a substitute if we can't come up with anybody else.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I agree that we'll knock him off if there's someone who can better him.
And I'm putting my foot down about Andrew Lloyd Webber, all right? Definitely not.
All right, if I can have Elt, I'll knock off Andrew.
Here's another one that we might have an argument about.
All
Paul McCartney.
No.
Have we got a break at 55?
Yes. Yeah.
Paul McCartney, you're saying no?
No.
Why?
Not for me.
Why? What? Little Paul? Macca? Thumbs up Paul?
No, he doesn't do much for
Yeah,
me.
me either. I mean, since Band on the Run, nothing. Am I right?
Yeah.
Frog Chorus.
I rest my face. Trevor McDonald.
No.
Huh?
No. Were you going
Diamond-
to include him?
No, but you seem so sure about it.
Well, I just don't think so. I mean, you know.
I don't understand this whole thing about Trevor McDonald. I mean, to me, he's not particularly great as a newsreader. I mean, there's people that are better than him. Why are we fating him so much? Like he's a genius. All he does is read. I mean, he's not going out.
Well.
He's not. Well, it's all right. It's okay. I mean, no better or worse than any other newsreader.
I think it's just because he's established.
He's been doing the same thing for ages, that's right. And he's become one of these people, like the Queen Mother, that you can't say a bad thing about.
We haven't had many women in this list so far, have we?
No, you're right. There's a couple coming up.
Oh, good.
One's a bit of a shocker.
Oh.
Ian McKellen is another guy who just pretends for a living. Oh, I'm going to pretend to be in...
He's a sir, isn't he?
Undoubtedly, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he gets on then. If we're not allowing other actors on, he doesn't make the grade either.
I mean, he was a wizard in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Yeah?
He pretends to be a wizard. I mean, how silly is that? For a living! We're up to 33. There's 50 in all. You do the maths.
Abbott.
No time for the old in and out, love. I've just come to read the meter.
So we're going through this list. There's going to be on ITV on May the, whatever it is, 17th, 21st, something like that. May the 21st, Monday, ITV, put it in your diary, the 50 greatest British people currently alive. That's the list. It's been put together with a top people's store.
Right.
Which is exactly how they describe it, isn't it?
Yep.
And so far, we're going to have trouble coming up with 5 that we then put on our website for people to go and vote on.
We can do less if you like.
Well, I think we've got to come up with 5. Maybe we're going to have to put it out to people to call us to tell us who's not on the list, who should be.
Yeah, who they'd like to include.
Because if we don't come up with 5 from this list, and looking ahead, I don't think we're going to. Because who have we got so far?
We've only got 2. Tim Berners-Lee for the World Wide Web, and Elton John.
And we've only got 10 to go.
Well, it's not looking too good.
Not going to happen, is it?
No.
So Stephen Redgrave was the one before the news, and I think we're going to have to say no, because he's just a sports person.
I think that's pretty poor, considering he's got 5 Olympic goals.
Yeah, for sitting down.
For sitting down? Oh, dear.
Pulling on 2 pieces of wood.
Oh, my goodness.
Big deal.
Oh, dear. That's the most strenuous sporting activity you could ever do. And also, you just quickly flicked over Gordon Ramsay as well.
Well, sweary...
He can't represent Britain. That guy's a nightmare.
What about Jamie, then? Jamie could.
He's an idiot as well.
No, he's not an idiot. How can you say that?
If you've ever seen him outside of the kitchen, he's a buffoon.
He has changed the way we look at our packed lunches for children and our school dinners.
No, they're still eating McDonald's.
Here, I tell you what. Here's one that's not on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Is the guy who started up Pret-a-Manger, whatever it is, Metcalf. He should be on the list, because he has... Jamie Oliver hasn't. Jamie Oliver's just made a ton of money from books and on telly. But the guy who started Pret-a-Manger, that guy actually has changed people's lunch. He's changed mine. I won't buy sandwiches from anyone else.
Yeah, but you're making that a personal vote.
So is your Gordon Ramsay?
I actually make my own sandwiches now. They are unbeatable.
Are they? Are they better than bread?
Well, yes, I think so, because they're done to me own taste. And they're cheaper, that's for sure.
Well, I bet they are. I couldn't put Pret in. No. I'm sorry.
I think he has actually changed people's day. Certainly more than Jamie Oliver and his books of recipes that don't work.
But then you could also argue things like Yo Sushi has, too.
No, it hasn't.
Well, that has, hasn't it? It's opened up our eyes to... you know, trying new foods and knowing that they're healthy for us.
Nonsense.
Often people will...
That's just rubbish. I mean, the amount of people that try, that go to Pret. I mean, pre-Pret, you were forced to go to, you know, a sandwich shop who would have, like, a bucket of tuna paste mix
Submarine.
with like a brown crust on the top, where it's been sitting there for the previous week, and you just didn't. And they'd scoop it up with an ice cream scoop, and stick it on a. And it's just horrible. I mean, I'll never go in any of those places again.
I do agree that Pret
as
do
charming
wonderful
as they
food,
may be.
but I don't know that we can give them a vote.
Well, but that man has changed people's lunches. I mean, he absolutely has.
Well, let's open it up. If people think he should get a vote,
I'm going to.
or you're just going to.
I'm not going to insist because you're in charge of this show.
You can insist.
But I'm going to put him on because he's not in this list. I think it's
Okay.
Julian Metcalf. That's the guy's name.
Julian
all right?
Metcalf.
Yeah, so we'll put
I was
him
gonna
as
say
a
Stephen.
possible.
Right.
But don't put him. We'll
I
go
can
through the
remove
list
him.
first. We'll go through. Well, you okay? You can.
Oh,
delete
okay.
him.
I've written him down then in my pen.
So Gordon Ramsay, no,
Mm.
because Gordon Ramsay hasn't changed anybody's life apart from the poor people that he shouts at. Made them permanently miserable. Stephen Redgrave, ditto. Apart from the
He
miserable
hasn't shouted at anyone.
I meant that he hasn't changed anyone's lives. I mean, there was a little hint of excitement for about
yes.
20 seconds when he
He
went
made
over.
us feel we could achieve.
Oh, no, he made us feel like he could achieve.
No.
It's a very personal thing. He
inspired us.
wasn't doing it for us, he was doing it for him.
Well, his own personal goals, but he was
Yeah.
also doing it for Britain.
Rubbish. It's true. No sportsman goes out there to do it for Britain.
Oh,
They're
I
doing
think
it.
they
No,
do.
they don't. They're doing it for themselves.
No, of course they do, because they'd like the recognition, to know that their country supports them, and they've done something for the good of others, to make people feel good. That's surely got to be a great reward.
No sportsman gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do 4 hours of training before they go to work to make us feel good.
They
They're
do.
doing it
They
for
wanna be the
themselves. Oh, you are living in a la-la world. In Little Lucy world, where everything's made of pink sugar. You just drift through on a cloud of loveliness.
If only it was.
While in her brain she's going, la la la, skipping. Cliff Richard.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
It's
No
a
way.
definite no, Cliff.
No.
It's not just no, it's no way.
A bit like the actors pretending to sing.
Yeah. Anita Roddick,
For the beauty shop.
the Body Shop.
Body shop, sorry.
Yeah,
What did I just say?
beauty.
Oh, whoops. Yeah.
It's a no too.
I don't know.
I
She
mean-
did actually change all our views of buying beauty products, didn't she?
No.
She did, against animal testing. She opened our eyes up to more natural products that before we would have probably gone, no thanks, I'd rather have something that's made by XYZ.
Yeah, but doesn't the stuff that's made by XYZ work better? I mean, they drip it into Bunny's eyeballs right enough, but you slather it on your skin and it feels oh so good.
Oh, that's so horrid. Oh.
It's like cigarettes that they force dogs to smoke. Oh, they taste so much better.
Well, then, therefore, don't you think it's good that she's in the list?
No, she doesn't get in.
Why?
Well, why? Why would she get in? Just because she sells gooey cream to stick on your face?
Yeah, why not?
No, that's nothing.
And a highly successful businesswoman.
Well, there's no end of highly successful business people. None of whom are on this list. Why is Anita Roddick on the list? Why isn't
Is the woman from Ann Summers on
Why
the
isn't
list?
Richard Branson on this list? Who
Is
is
he
the
not?
woman from? No.
No, I can't remember her
We've
name.
gone past the
from
bees.
Ann
Well,
Summers,
whoever she
but
is, she's not on. No, Anita Roddick. No, she's a hippie, isn't she?
She's a very rich one. Very rich.
Wayne Rooney.
No.
No. It's a definite no. Wayne Rooney, greatest living Briton. I mean, this is a silly list. This is the best that M&S could come up with.
But then
If
again,
their,
if you
if
were
their
asking
food
her-
was as poor as this list, no one would shop there.
But he is a fantastic player, isn't he?
How do you know?
And most men would give their right arm to play like him, even if they looked like him.
Well, that's a horrible thing
It's
to
true,
say.
though, isn't it?
Even if they looked like him.
It's
You're
true,
a
though,
very
isn't it?
nasty person, Lucy. Strike your name off this list.
Well,
Jay-
he's got a good sense of humour.
Yeah, right. J.K. Rowling. Rowling?
I don't think it matters, actually. What do we think about that? I'm not sure.
Well, it's a no. I mean, she's a great imagination to come up with all that stuff, but as a writer, not much. I mean, she's a children's. I mean,
but as a writer,
I tried to read one of her books, and I got 50 pages in, and I thought, this is silly. This is dreadfully written. This is really badly written. Rubbish.
But she made adults and children alike get sucked into her books.
Yeah. Great films, but I couldn't be bothered with the books.
Not great that it's inspired children to read in that way, and
well,
to
you could
actually be so fired up.
Enid Blyton. Nobody these days goes on about Enid Blyton.
No, but they never
how
used
great
to
she is.
queue up waiting for the next book, did they, by Enid, like they do for JK?
Yeah, and how much of that is, well, I guess you can't really say that it's all publicity driven, because she was a hit from the very first book, and yeah. But it's a no. I mean, she's not a great writer. How many writers are in this list that J.K. Rowling would be represented? I mean, France would be laughing its arse off.
But if you had to instantly say a British writer, she does stick out because of what she's achieved, doesn't she?
In terms of money.
And in terms of her huge following by children.
Children,
and adults
yes.
alike. Well, yeah, but that's fine, because initially the books were aimed at children, that was the whole point. So it's even a double whammy that she managed to get adults.
Well, no, it's embarrassing that so many adults read a children's book.
I bet she's not embarrassed.
It's embarrassing for the country. As I said, France would be think this is hilarious. I mean, if this survey was conducted in France, it would be a list of philosophers.
But isn't she popular worldwide with her books?
Yeah, but what's that got to do with it?
So, therefore, France might be equally interested and intrigued by her.
Cliff Richard is popular worldwide. He's not on the list.
Is he? Oh, dear.
Kate Moss is popular worldwide. She's not on the list. No, it's a no. She's not a very good writer. A good imagination, not a particularly good, not a gifted writer.
Okay, I'll put her
It'd
in
be too
pencil.
embarrassing to have her represent Britain. We can't put her on. Rod Stewart.
Well, maybe for personality, just for wearing those red pants that he put on.
Well, no, we have to ignore that period of his life. We can't...
Well, that wasn't that long ago.
It was, actually. You think about it, it's like...
Was it?
Yeah, it's 20 years more.
No, I don't mean
2007
red
now.
trouser pants. I mean those awful trunks that he got spotted wearing. Do you remember those skimpy little things where he had his buttocks showing and everything? Quite distasteful for an elderly
I either
man.
missed it or I'm repressing it.
Oh, it was horrific.
Rod Stewart, one of the greatest voices in rock, and threw it all away on dreary stuff like I'm Sailing.
No, not for me.
I'm sailing.
I don't actually think he's that fabulous a singer, anyway.
Well, not anymore.
Sounds very strained,
Not
almost.
anymore, right enough. But, you know, Stay With Me and Maggie May and
He
all
makes
that
my...
stuff.
When I listen to him sing, though, it makes my throat hurt. Do you know what I mean? Because I think of him sort of doing that noise. It's sort of...
Margaret Thatcher. Living.
Just.
Now, a lot of people will vote for Margaret Thatcher. Just as if it
might.
was the greatest living person of all time, they would vote for Churchill.
Yeah.
One of the papers is giving away greatest speeches of all time. I think it's the Guardian, isn't it? The Guardian on Saturday is giving away greatest speeches of all time, and the Telegraph is now giving away greatest speeches of all time. The Guardian's giving it away in little pamphlet form, so you have to actually read it with your own eyeballs, and the Telegraph is giving it away on CD.
So you don't have to bother reading it after all.
A spoiler. Margaret Thatcher. We might have to put her on, actually. I mean, as
Really?
much as she divides opinion, and I wouldn't vote for her
Would you not
myself.
then have to put Tony on, though?
No. Because the history has yet to decide on Tone. It's been long enough to decide about Maggie. Maggie. She's in.
She's in? Just to see. Okay.
Julie Walters. Fine talent, hilarious with the right material, but still just pretend for a living. Which is a silly thing to do, really, isn't it? So it's a no. Robbie Williams? No. Oh, you've got to be joking.
No, sorry.
Robbie Williams? The Queen.
Now, I think yes to the Queen.
The Queen has to go on the list.
Yes. Oh, look, we're on to 4 now.
Are we?
Yeah.
Vivienne Westwood. Of course not. Don't be silly. She does all that clown clothes.
Yeah. Silly, daft stuff that you'd never wear out.
No one ever wears that stuff, surely. And last, Victoria Wood.
Oh.
It's a no.
No.
Just for the singing alone. I mean, she
could funny.
She could write that amusing ditties, but when she sang them, insisted on singing them herself. I mean, there's a woman who could murder any song.
She is a very funny writer, though.
Yeah, but it's all about the details with her, isn't it? I mean, once you're sort of attuned to, you know, if it's a biscuit, it's a hobnob, just because it's a funny name. It's all about details like that.
No excuse for that haircut. As well.
But it's also a no. We've gone through 50, I doubt we've even got 5. What have we got so far?
Tim Berners-Lee.
Yeah.
Elton John. Margaret Thatcher. And the Queen.
Right. That's 2 queens. Tim Berners-Lee. And I've forgotten what the other one is now. So who else? Julian Metcalf. The pret-a-manger bloke.
Is he going on? All right, then.
Well,
okay, let's put him on.
Well, let's open it up. Have we missed any? What's the phone number? I don't even know what the phone number is here. I never give it out. 0870 90 90 973, he said, reading it off the little poster here. Who have we missed? And we'll, because in the absence of the newspapers, we haven't got any papers, have we?
Not yet.
In the absence of papers, we'll try and beef this list up a bit. Hey, Ted.
Hello.
Oh, Ted. Ted.
Hello.
Yes, Ted.
Oh, I just want to put 2 names forward.
Pardon?
Want to put 2 names forward?
Yes, go ahead.
Stephen Fry and Stephen Hawking.
Yes. No. And no.
Why not?
In that
Why
order.
not?
Well, we've had Stephen Fry and we've had Stephen Hawking. Stephen Fry is a bit too sniffily superior. And Stephen Hawking, nobody can understand a blind word he's written.
No,
I mean, have you ever read that book? Of course not. No one has. I mean, he could be, you know, talking out of a hole in his body.
No,
and no one would have any idea because no one can understand a blind word he writes.
Well, maybe you can't.
It's all over our heads, Ted. So it's a no.
Okay.
Because if we can't understand what he's writing, then we can't determine whether it makes any sense or not. I mean, he's banging on about, nobody got no idea. Space and, we're still trying to figure out Einstein.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that we already ruled
E equals MC squared. You see, I thought that E equals MC over 2. Who even knew that it was squared? We're still trying to figure that out. And E equals... what? What does E equal? Alan.
Hi, Nick.
Alan.
Yeah, Nick, you've got to take Julian Metcalf off.
Why's that?
Well, all he's done is invent sandwiches with mayo in.
Yeah, but
that's his empire. His empire was built on a bucket of mayo, which went in his sandwiches.
Right.
It is a good point.
And then he went and sold a third of his shares to McDonald's anyway, so he can't go on.
Okay, Alan, I'll take that, I'll take your point. Cheers, mate. I'm still, he's still in there, and until we can replace him with somebody else. Because have we actually got 5?
Yeah, we've got 5.
What are they again?
They are Tim Berners-Lee, Elton John, Margaret Thatcher, the Queen, and Julian Metcalf.
Tim Berners-Lee, Margaret Thatcher, the Queen,
yeah,
Elton John, and the pret-a-manger guy.
Pret-a-manger.
Angela.
Yes.
Hey, Angela.
Hello. Vidal Sassoon.
You jest.
Hmm?
Vidal Sassoon?
Yep.
The hairdresser?
Yes.
Oh, come off it. Why?
Because he changed, along with Mary Quant, the whole fashion industry.
In what sense?
In the sense that he made his haircuts to match what Mary Quant was designing.
But don't those haircuts look silly now?
Funnily enough, some of them are coming back.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I used to work there. I used to work for him.
Ah, well then,
So I know a little bit about the history of it, you know?
but I'm afraid that your vote then doesn't count.
Why?
Because you have a vested interest.
Listen, I have not worked there for years, but it doesn't change the fact that she changed fashion with Mary Quant.
Right. But fashion is a very silly business, and, all of those clothes...
Yeah, but you'll never get another Vidal Sassoon. Every single stylist now virtually is an offspring of his companies.
Right. It's a no, Angela, but thanks for playing.
Why?
What's that? What did you say? Oh, a break. We'll have a break.
Nick Abbott.
Right, so what are we doing?
Marvin.
Hello?
Yes, Marvin.
No, it's Martin.
Martin.
Martin, yes. Yeah, my suggestion, Norman Wisdom.
Norman Wisdom?
Yeah.
Norman Wisdom?
Yes, absolutely. I'll tell you, that list you just read out depresses me immensely.
Yeah, me too. But so does Norman Wisdom.
Oh, no, come on.
Oh, Mr. Dinsdale. Oh, come off it. Norman Wisdom.
No, he just got to walk on the screen and you laugh.
Well, only the part where he trips up, which is his thing.
Yeah, well, it's a shame Tommy Cooper's not alive. I would have suggested him as well.
Well, yes, Tommy Cooper may well have scraped the list, but not Norman Wisdom. I'm and they keep showing his films in on daytime television, and they're just not funny.
What, Norman Wisdom?
Yes, Norman Wisdom.
Oh, no, come on. Come on. I mean, to be honest, I mean, most of them on their list, I mean, on that list you've got there, I mean, what have they really achieved? I'll agree with you, Pret a Manger. Fantastic food, you know, and as you say, it's changed the high street. But the rest of them, I mean, they're just Lenny Henry. Blimey. Hasn't he just got himself a degree after 6 years?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great achievement. But changing the world.
Making us laugh? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Nothing along those lines. But Norman Wisdom is a definite no, Martin, but thanks for playing, all right?
Okay, thanks, Nick.
Cheers, mate. Ta-ra.
Enjoy the show. Bye-bye.
Here is Gold is Green. Hello, Anne.
Anne?
Anne.
Right. May we have Dr. Winston, Dr. Robert Winston, the in vitro fertilization fellow?
What, the funny bloke with the hair on television?
I beg your pardon?
The guy with the corkscrew hair on TV?
I don't know about corkscrew hair.
Yeah.
He's enabled God knows how many thousands of women to have babies who couldn't have them before.
Right.
I think that is a Great Britain. A very Great Britain.
Well, he's making more of us.
That's right.
I'll think about that one, Anne.
Righto.
I'll give it a couple of seconds thought, and we're thinking, what are we thinking, Luz?
I think
Dr.
it's quite
Robert Winston.
Yeah, I do think it's quite an interesting one to put forward.
It's an intellectual thought.
Yeah. Do we not think he gets some reward for being great?
Yes.
His hair rules him out.
Yeah,
I think we can't rule him out for his hair. That is appalling.
You're absolutely right. His hair completely rules him out.
This is silly.
Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. Here is Edmonton. Hello, Beverly.
Beverly, hi.
Beverly.
I think Sir Alan Sugar's a good one.
Oh, my.
Well, he started off the computer industry, which has revolutionised our whole life, so I think he's worth a mention.
Alan Sugar?
Yeah, he started off Amstrad, didn't he? Which was the very low end of the market in computer technology, and now it's, you know, it's revolutionised, hasn't it? I think he's worth a mention.
All right, well, he's worth a mention, maybe, but, I don't think Alan Sugar can get on the list. He does a silly reality show on television.
Yeah, but that's just recent. We've got to go back to when he started out, what he did. You know, I think that's where we should, you know, target, not The Apprentice. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean,
He's done
but...
more for computers than he's done for The Apprentice.
Right. I think it's a no.
Okay, then.
Thanks, Beverly. Here is Slough. Hello, John.
Hello there.
John.
Nick, just like to nominate a couple of worthy candidates I think you might consider. One was Michael Palin.
Michael Palin?
Yes, because he's done a lot in his life. He was a great comic in the Goon Show, and then more than that, he took over, circumventing the world and telling everybody about different countries, and I think he's a great ambassador for this country, in actual fact.
But he just does nice, though, doesn't he?
Pardon?
He just does sort of blandly nice for a living.
No, he goes...
yeah, I know, he does those I'm travelling the world for the BBC.
And I think he's a great ambassador for the country, actually.
In what sense?
In the sense of, he sort of tends to... I think his attitude and behaviour towards other people overrides a lot of the bad press.
Yeah, but he's on television, John. Of course he's going to be nice. It's not necessarily what he's like in real life. But, it's too slight. He can't be one of the greatest living Britons. You have to think that he's actually representing the country. And somebody who used to be a Monty Python that's not John Cleese, it's a no.
Are you trying to tell me that this is your act?
Shirley. Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton.
Hello, Shirley.
Yeah, it's Ian.
Oh, can I call you Shirley?
No, it's for me as a Southampton. I just want to know, can you help me? Jerry Dowden.
Who's that?
Jerry Dowden. He used to do a late show in LBC. I just want to know if he's still on.
I have no knowledge of that name, I'm afraid. But thanks for calling, Shirley. Here is Potter's Bar. Hello, John.
Hi, how you doing?
All right, thanks.
I'd like to nominate Sir Freddie Laker.
Is he alive?
I think he's still alive. I think he's living in Hawaii. A couple of years ago, I know he had an airline out in the States, and Richard Branson was in talks with him a few years ago.
Right.
But if he is still alive, then I think he's a great Brit that we should commemorate because of his achievements in bringing cheap travel to everybody.
Yes. Of course, the cheap travel now has been found to be single-handedly ruining the planet.
Yes, but I mean, he was the start of it, wasn't he, Freddie Laker? He was the one who took on BA and various other airlines, both in this country and throughout Europe.
Right. OK, thanks, John.
OK, no problem.
Freddie Laker. Yeah.
Up to you.
Well, no, I don't think so, because because he, he didn't do it to help us, did he? Oops.
Oh.
He did it to make giant sums of money for himself.
Yeah.
You could say that for everyone that's in business. Freddie Laker, and lately, what's he done? Well, he doesn't live in the country anymore. You should be discluded for not living in the country, for a start.
Yeah, we've discluded others, haven't we?
So who have we got so far?
So we've got Tim Berners-Lee for the World Wide Web, Elton John, Margaret Thatcher, the Queen, and Julian Metcalf, Mr. Pret-a-Manger.
Right. And who would you vote for so far?
I would vote for Elton John.
Oh, what? Chertsey. Hello, Raymond.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry, I came in the middle of your programme, and I haven't quite got the gist of it, but I think, generally speaking, you're talking about men who have made their mark in history, or possibly will do. I think we are rather commercially orientated with all this. We're talking about men making themselves rich. We're talking about the Queen, who, after all, is only a symbol, but she has my respect, I hasten to add. We seem to be missing out the men of history. Think people like Isaac Newton, Einstein, and today, if you are looking for a more up-to-date, notable person, I would say Professor Stephen Hawkins. Shouldn't we be considering people like this instead of people who are, who said it just now, Sassoon, a barber, who jumped on the gravy train and made a lot of money? Good Lord, who's going to remember him in 200 or 300 years' time? Nobody. And so I put forward Professor Stephen Hawkins.
All right, thanks a lot, Raymond. That was a very long answer to a very short question. Professor Stephen Hawkins, we've had him, and it's a no. Because no one can understand what he writes at all. We've got no idea what that bloke's on about, have we? Really? Be honest. No. I mean, he could have given us the answer to life, the universe, and everything, which apparently he has. And still we're in the dark. We haven't got a clue.
Yeah, he's not on our list so far.
Alex.
Hello, Nick. Yeah, two names for you.
Go on.
One stretching the point a little bit, but he is a naturalised Englishman. Sir Magdi Yaqub.
Who?
Sir Magdi Yaqub, the heart surgeon.
Right, never heard of him.
Yeah, very famous, very famous.
Oh, the very famous Sir Magdi
Yaqub.
Yeah. Oh, well, you should have said it was the famous one.
Well, no, he's made medical history. Definitely. And the other one I was going to say would be Steve Jones, the geneticist.
All very science-related. They're not going to get any votes from this or any other audience.
But he's done some next-generation stuff, mate. In the next 50 years, we'll all be grateful for the research that man has done.
All right, well, if we do it in 50 years, then I'll definitely put him on the list. All right.
Cheers, mate.
Here is Romford. Lil.
Hello.
Hello, Lil.
How about Richard Attenborough?
Who?
Richard Attenborough.
Dickie Attenborough, but not,
All the animals?
Isn't that David Attenborough?
Oh, yeah, beg pardon.
I'm sorry, Lil, but you're going to have to get your facts straight.
I've got a sweet in my mouth and my mind's gone blank.
That happens to me all the time.
Anyway, the one with all the animals.
Oh, yeah, David Attenborough.
That's the one.
Right, yeah, the bloke with all the animals.
Yeah, that one as well.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Lil.
You're very, very welcome.
Ta-ta. What a nice lady. David Attenborough. It's a no. He's just a voiceover artist these days. Oh, the sharp intake of breath all around.
I think that's cruel.
He's like another one of these people like the Queen, like the dear old Queen Mother. It's illegal to criticise.
No, but he's
greatest
taught us
living
so
Britain.
Much,
No,
he?
He hasn't.
Yes,
The
has.
poor saps who have to go out and dig an igloo and wait for 6 months in the middle of the Antarctic for a polar bear to show its face. Those are the people that have taught us. The producers of the programme and the
But he
photographers.
used to do a lot of it.
He just does the voiceover in the comfort of a studio.
But he used to do a lot of it, didn't he? And it was all from his thoughts, which is how it's developed.
I doubt that. It's probably it's more likely the producer's thoughts, because in TV it's the producer that controls the programme. The presenter is just like a puppet.
Oh, I don't think we could call Sir David a puppet.
God, you and your sirs and lords. Here's Epsom. Hello, James. Have I spoken to that guy already?
I didn't think so.
Terry. Hello, Terry.
Hi. Yeah, listen to the show. I haven't got any candidates, but the guy who's actually responsible for these sandwich shops and all that, I just think that's a laughable conclusion.
Well, the man has changed lunch.
Well, look, I'm particularly a typical working class guy myself. To go in the shop and spend £6 on 2 sandwiches is, ain't changed my life, this.
Okay, strike him from the list, Luz.
Actually, Alex has just made a very good point to me.
Go on.
Has Mr. Pret-a-Manger actually made a big difference to lunch outside of London?
Yeah, they're all over.
Are they?
Plus, it's a London radio station. We don't care about anybody else.
Oh.
Do we, Trixie?
Hi.
Hey,
Sorry,
Trixie.
Turn the radio down. Hi. I would like to defend David Attenborough, please.
Go on, then.
I met him, actually, some years ago. Yeah, he did, certainly when he was young, he was out in the field all the time. He, even today, writes a script, he's got loads of input, and he defends global warming. He is the person who has brought the natural world to people. Sure, you have to have people making a programme, you know that. you couldn't go out without Lucy, could you? Hello, Lucy. And I quite seriously think that David Attenborough, if it weren't for him, people would not have seen life and the natural world.
Well, that's not true, Trixie, because if it wasn't for him, then they would have just had somebody else do it.
No, not quite like David Attenborough, and he's not just a voiceover artist, please believe me. And he is literally just as lovely in real life. I really mean that.
Oh.
I really mean that.
All right, thanks, Trixie.
All right, bye.
He's not on the list.
Oh, I'd like to have him on the list.
David Attenborough?
Yeah.
Okay, who have we got so far?
Tim Berners-Lee,
Yes.
World Wide Web, Elton John, Margaret Thatcher, the Queen, and Julian Metcalfe, Mr. Pret-a-Manger.
All right, take the Queen off and put David Attenborough on.
No, you can't do that. What about if we
I knew
take...
you were going to say that.
What if we take Elt off?
Take the Pret-a-Manger guy off and put David Attenborough in there.
Okay.
James. That's the second time I've gone to this guy,
Oh,
and
funny.
he's still not there. Hammersmith, Sally. Oh, Sally. Sally's gone. Ooh, what's
Is there
happening in
a
the
bug in
phone
the
system?
system?
I don't know. Alan.
Yeah, Nick, is Richard Branson, was he on the list?
No, he's not.
Well, he's the man who started his record empire up in the telephone box.
Yes.
And he gave us such a laugh when his hot air balloon came down, and you could hear him screaming and crying while the balloon was coming down.
I missed that.
Come on, that was a great comedy moment.
Screaming and crying.
And yeah, crying for his mum as the balloon was bouncing across the Irish Sea nearly, yeah.
Well, you and I would too.
Not broadcast it live, though.
No, I suppose not. All right, I'll think about that, Alan.
I'll have him on there, surely.
Maybe.
All right.
People are getting very, they're getting very emotional about this list now. Who's she on the phone to now? Alex. Who's that?
I discovered what the problem is with James.
Yeah.
He's not called James.
All right.
Which is why I wasn't answering you.
Well, I called a guy Shirley and he answered.
Surely not.
Shirley, yes. Chris.
Hello there.
Yes, Chris.
Oh, am I online, am I?
Yeah, you are. You're on the air, yeah.
Oh, right. You said about Sir Freddie Laker?
Yes.
He died, a couple of years ago.
Right, he's still dead?
He's definitely dead.
He's still dead. Okay, well, he's off the list. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Here is, a name I don't know. Dulwich and Camberwell.
Who's that?
It's you.
Who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to LBC, you're on the air now.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Well, Jane Tomlinson, how about her?
Jane Tomlinson.
You don't remember the name?
Who is that?
Well, maybe I've got the name wrong, but, it's the lady I'm thinking of.
Jane Tennyson.
No, Tomlinson. The lady I'm thinking of she's a terminal cancer sufferer, and she's raised lots and lots and lots of money doing very strenuous, cycling and one thing and another. Isn't her name Jane Tomlinson?
Yeah. I've no idea.
It is.
Right.
Yes. Well, I thought she was worth a mention. I don't know whether you would call her the greatest living, whatever it is.
Britain.
But I mean, she's up there, surely, with some of them that are on there.
Well, it sounds like she would beat a significant amount of them, but
Exactly.
to get into the top 5...
Yes,
I've never heard of her, I'm afraid, so, but that's
yes,
just my ignorance, but if I haven't heard of her, I bet that at least half the people who are listening haven't heard of her either.
Well...
So it's a no, I'm afraid. Oh, no, another dissatisfied customer. Here is Hammersmith. Hello, Sally.
Hello.
Sally.
I'm becoming a regular right now.
Ah, right. It's Sally. Hey, it's Sally, Luce.
Hooray!
Yes, Sally.
Yes. Now, I've got 2 people to nominate.
Go ahead.
I don't know why you've put away Stephen Hawking. Just because you can't understand what he's writing
Exactly.
doesn't mean that 50% of the population can't understand it.
I bet further than that. I bet 99% of the population have got no idea what he's going on about.
Well, I'm saying 50%. I think he's brilliant.
Have you read his book? That's a no, isn't it?
Then? What? A Brief History of Time?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Well, that one.
Yeah.
You've read it?
Yes.
Is that a no?
What do you mean? Have I read it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I have. And I've been following all his publications as well.
You've read A Brief History of Time from start to finish.
Yes.
It sounds like a no to me.
No, and I've been following all his publications, and the guy is a genius.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll wait till the film comes out.
It has come out.
Oh, really? I'll wait till it comes out on Sky.
Okay.
I'll download it off the net, thanks to Tim Berners-Lee. Thanks, Tim.
Can I vote someone else?
Go on, then.
I can't remember his name. It's Del Boy.
Del Boy.
Del Boy from,
Del Boy Trotter.
Yes.
Okay, I'll...
And Frost. I think he's great.
All right, thanks, Sally.
Okay.
That's 2 no's. People are getting very, emotional about this list now. Who have we got so far?
We have got Tim Berners-Lee, Elton John, Margaret Thatcher, the Queen, and David Attenborough.
Right. Okay, we're narrowing it down. We've got to get some... We've got to have, some name to get Elton John off that list. Only 1 Queen on the list. Here is, Roy, Gateshead. Hello.
Hi, yeah, Ed again, Nick.
Hey, Roy.
I've got something like, really off-kilter here, but it's Tracy Ullman.
Definitely, if
hold on.
Julie Walters isn't getting on the list, Tracy Ullman.
Without Tracy Ullman...
We wouldn't have the Simpsons, yeah. Well, we would have the Simpsons. They would have just come out in another...
Yeah, they would have come out in different form, but, you not agree?
Good point, Roy. No sale.
Oh, dear me.
Here is Chiswick. Hello, Julia.
Hi, Nick. Nick. Hi. I have a very, very important man that you've forgotten to mention.
Go on.
In fact, he's probably the most important man in the whole of England.
Yes.
Lord Geoffrey Archer.
Thanks, Julia. It's Greenwich. Luke.
Oh, hi there. You know this Stephen Hawking thing?
Yes.
I understand what he talks about.
Really?
And you know the Tim Berners-Lee?
Can you appraise it for us in one sentence?
One sentence.
With words of no more than 2 syllables.
There are fundamental forces in nature.
Fundamental. That's a 4-syllable word right there. Oh, I'm sorry, but thanks for playing. Here is Bethnal Green. Hello, Jim.
Hi, mate. Yeah, I'd like to nominate Mr. Ian Lee.
Good suggestion, but I'm afraid that the list is full up at the moment. Gordon.
Yes, hello.
Gordon.
I had a couple of suggestions. I'm not sure if they've already been mentioned or not, though.
Go on.
Steve Redgrave.
Yeah, he has, and it's a no.
Oh, and Ellen MacArthur.
What, the sailor woman?
Yeah.
What's just sat on a boat?
Yeah, but for a long time.
I mean, I could sit on a boat. I could get the ferry to Holland. It wouldn't make me the greatest living Briton, would it?
No, but on your own round the world is a bit different to ferry to the Holland, eh?
Well, I could travel on my own. I could get a couchette on my own.
She didn't ferry around the world. That's terrible.
It's exactly the same thing. I could forego the breakfast buffet. That wouldn't make me the greatest living Briton, would it?
No.
Well, there you go, Gordon. You want to think before you speak. Here's Romford. Hello, Simon.
How you going, Nick?
All right, thanks.
So that bloke just stole my thunder. I was going to say Ellen MacArthur as well.
Oh, no.
But what you're failing to miss is the fact that she actually blitzed the Top Gear star in a reasonably priced car thing as well. So she's not only a sailor, she's a driver as well, though.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so she did.
So that's got to knock Elton John off, surely. I mean, he only tinkles the ivories, did he, for God's sake?
That's an interesting way of putting it. I haven't heard it put that way before. Have you, Luce? It tickles the ivories, really. Thanks a lot, Simon.
I'll tell you what, Nick, just one more.
Go on.
Yeah, I don't know if you use English, but, I've actually just come out of the Mirabelle, right, and parked outside was a gorgeous DB9. There was a guy who designed that British, because, like, he should be king of everything.
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right there. You've just been to the Mirabelle, eh?
Yeah.
That's a top people's restaurant, Luce.
Well,
how did you get in there, mate?
well, to tell you the truth, I used to supply it, but...
All right, so you went in the back way. And we're back to Elton John again. It's Amsterdam. Hello, Steve.
Hello, how about Mick Jones?
Of The Clash?
Yes.
Absolutely not. No.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's...
I mean, he only deserves it since Joe Strummer died, but certainly Mick would be up there.
No, definitely not. What are you smoking? Here is, Croydon. It was a call from Amsterdam, by the way. Croydon. John.
Good afternoon. I'm the 1% of people who have read and understood Stephen Hawking's book. So,
I seriously doubt that.
well, you ought to know what I'm like by now. I'm one of these geeky anoraks with no life, so, I have actually read it.
Can you précis it for us?
The whole universe is curved.
Is that it?
Yes, well...
And how does that help us?
Not much.
A banana is curved.
Can I vote for Peter Phillips,
Who's that?
the most gorgeous man in the world?
Peter Phillips.
Zola's brother.
Who?
Zola Phillips' brother.
Peter Phillips. Oh, the guy that looks like a horse.
I hope you're not suggesting that I'm sexually attracted to horses.
This is LBC.
Join small words.
Bethnal Green. Abdul.
Hi there. I'd like to nominate Patrick Moore.
Patrick Moore.
Yeah. Because, do you know the astronomer and he presents the show?
Do I know the what?
Do you know the astronomer on...
Yeah.
Night?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's really old now, so it'd be great to give him something before he...
Before he kicks the bucket?
Yeah.
Right, okay, I'll think about that. Thanks a lot, Abdul. What, a compensation for living so long. Shall we briefly go to the papers and then we can sum up this mess that we've been doing for the last, it seems like days.
Does anyone watch The Sky at night?
No. Thanks for asking. His moustache is the most... This is the Sunday Telegraph. His moustache is the most instantly recognisable and sinister in history. Yet, according to new research into Adolf Hitler's early life, the distinctive toothbrush shape that adorned his scowling face was not his first preference.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Magnum P.I.
So did I.
A previously unpublished essay by a writer who served alongside Hitler in the First World War trenches reveals that the future Führer was only obeying orders when he shaped his moustache into a tightly clipped style. He was instructed to do so in order that it would fit under respirator masks. Introduced in response to British mustard gas attacks. Had it not been for that, you'd have had a giant, luxurious handlebar moustache. Huh. Well, that's something you didn't know, eh?
Yeah.
The snooze of the world. 6-year marriage of Madonna and Guy Ritchie is in meltdown. A close friend said Madge's plan to adopt another African kid was the last straw for Guy. Hey, it didn't work out. Who would have predicted that? Oh, yeah, that's right. Me. Yeah, being so right about everything all the time it's... Oh, we've got another ad now.
Wait, so.
They're all backing up. Front page of the Sunday Times. Britain's most expensive state school is being built without a playground because those running it believe that pupils should be treated like company employees and do not need unstructured playtime. Crazy people. Front page of the Daily Star. Wicked Willie. Prince is smitten with sexy TV queen Fern. Pages 4 and 5. The cotton-picking prince. Prince William has fallen for tattooed TV babe Fern Cotton. Oh, no he hasn't. That's just silly. No he hasn't. The the Mail on Sunday. Oh, their big story is nowhere to be seen. The thing that they've been exercised about all week long. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. There it is. Pictures in colour. On and on and on they go. Like anybody really cares. But we can't talk about that, can we, Luce?
No.
The Peephole. Apprentice telestar Trey Azam was last night being investigated for fraud. This is up your street, Luce.
Is it?
Apprentice telestar Trey Azam.
Oh, yes, I know the one.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is to be quizzed over allegations he claimed benefits while working as a consultant. Denies any rip-off. Gaffney and the Hooker, pages 8 and 9.
Not Dean Gaffney.
Apparently.
Oh.
Why'd you say that? Hey, we got ads. I'm past an ad break already. All right, well, that's the peephole. The Sunday Mirror. Kylie's man. Kylie's got a boyfriend. Front page of the Sunday Mirror. Good grief. Hey, Lynn.
Hello.
Lynn.
Yes?
Yes, Lynn.
I'd like to nominate Lady Diana.
She's not alive, Lynn.
No.
Or so we're led to believe.
No, but I would like to nominate her because of what she's done for charities.
Right, but she's still dead, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Well, if it's living British people that we're after, I'm afraid it does. It's she's discounted by dint of not being alive. Therefore, she can't be among the list of greatest living Britons. Betty.
Sir Winston Churchill, or you wouldn't be here now.
Hey, good thought, Betty. I refer you to the answer I gave some moments ago. This one, withheld. Who are you?
Hello, I'm sorry, I have got withheld, but I'm Chris from Felton.
Chris?
Yes.
Yes, Chris.
I want to nominate Trevor Bailey. He's the man from Baylis. He's the man from Twickenham that made...
Oh, Bailey's. I could do with a couple of pints of that right now. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
He was the one that made the wind-up radio.
Yeah, but it's for the drink Bailey's that we'll remember him best. Okay, thanks a lot. So what's the list again, Luce?
The list is Tim Berners-Lee, Elton John, Margaret Thatcher, the Queen, and David Attenborough.
And you know who wins?
Who?
God bless you, Mom. It's the Queen. Anthony Davis is next.